His face is weather-beaten. He wears a hooded sash, red, white, and blue about his head. A mentality to eat and smash. He growls as he storms the field, a hero big and bold, and the trees all shake and quiver and quake as he robs them of their gold. The autumn wind is a Walton Raider, pillaging just for fun. He'll knock you round and say ball down, and laugh when he's conquered and won.
Let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, are you ready for some football? You ain't ready for no football. Let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, are you ready for some football? You ain't ready for no football. Let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, are you ready for some football? You ain't ready for no football. Let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, are you ready for some football? You ain't ready for no football. Let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, are you ready for some football? You ain't ready for no football. Let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, are you ready for some football?
Once again, captain for the Raiders this evening, number 1, Eldridge. Number 44, Evan Parr. Number 45, and number 61, Nick Magoo. The captains for the Walton Raiders.
Let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, are you ready for some football? You ain't ready for no football. Let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, are you ready for some football? Let's go, Raider Nation, let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, are you ready for some football? You ain't ready for no football. Let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, are you ready for some football? You ain't ready for no football. Let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, are you ready for some football? You ain't ready for no football. Let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, are you ready for some football? You ain't ready for no football. Let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, are you ready for some football? You ain't ready for no football. Let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, are you ready for some football? You ain't ready for no football. Let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, are you ready for some football? You ain't ready for no football. Let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, let's go, let's go. Raider Nation, are you ready for some
Quick reminder, concession stands are open. We have hamburgers, hot dogs, fresh hot pizza from Johnny's Pizza. Johnny's Pizza is also the sponsor of Valley View this evening. Candy, frozen Dippin' Dots, frozen lemonade, chips, and assorted drinks from our friends at Coca-Cola. Thanks for visiting the Walton Raider concession stand.
Welcome to Raider Valley for the Week 3 contest between the Walton Raiders and the Brookwood Broncos. The Raiders sit at 2-0 this year after a Week 1 win in the Corky Kell Classic over Kell High School. 35-28, and a win last week against crosstown rival Pope, 34-10. I'm Evan Kroll alongside my partner Tripp Smith. And Tripp, the Raiders looked really good last week against Pope.
Yeah, no doubt. A great step in the right direction. Always good to get a W against a crosstown rival, and 24-point win. I thought they took a lot of good steps, especially in the passing game late. Battled adversity early, but definitely a great win. Always good to get a win against Pope. Hate those guys.
One thing I talked about this week in the Raider Report was the rhythm that they developed. And in football, there's so many minute little things that take a bad team to being a good team, or a good team to being a bad team. And it's something that you can't really see, but there's just some short timing things. And versus Cal, they played a great game, but obviously after the long break from the coronavirus period, you're not going to be as sharp. And you saw them take steps in the right direction from that Week 1 to Week 2 contest. And here they sit against the number 9 ranked Broncos, and this is going to be a great challenge for them. What are your keys for the game today for the Raiders to pull out the W? Yeah,
no doubt. Some big keys this week. You got to pressure quarterback Dylan Lonergan, a really talented quarterback. He has offers across the board, dual sport athlete, has the family heritage. He's got all the tools. He's got all the tools you need. He's a pro-style quarterback. He'll get in there and run it, though. He's not afraid to run it. He can throw it down the field. Definitely a great quarterback, probably the best player on the field tonight.
Sorry about that. But one thing that you see with Lonergan when he comes onto the field, he's got that swagger, and that's something that you need in a quarterback and in a leader. Not in an arrogant sort of way, but kind of knowing that he's the guy and he's the leader of this team, and it jumps off the screen. There's sort of a buzz in the huddle with him when he gets in there.
No doubt. Looking at him, just watching him warm up, you can tell this guy's a stud. Everybody on the field respects him. Key two, it's got to be slow down and contain the very talented wide receivers that Brookwood has. They have a couple guys. We'll get to them later, but the key is you got to slow down these wide receivers. Brookwood's not a team that's going to run the ball down your throat. They only had 6 rushing yards on 21 attempts last week, but they had over 440 yards passing. A great passing attack, and is led by those wide receivers that have D1 offers across the board. And the final key, you got to give Zach Rosman time in the pocket. When he has time, he is a great quarterback. He's got receivers on the outside. If they can get open and he gets time, he can be a deadly quarterback, and he's shown that throughout his career.
You talked about giving Zach Rosman time, and that's a key for any football team. The offensive line is so important, and that's something, again, that's undervalued. You don't really see it, but when you get time, it's so much easier for a quarterback to get through their mechanics as the Raiders storm through the tunnel, if you would. But you saw it last week. He got improved time, and that helps both the running game and the passing game. And last week you started to see his playmakers, Stone McKnight and Nick Hester, the 2 new transfers in, had over 100 yards receiving. We already know what Ross McNeil is, but he had that long touchdown. What are you expecting from this Raider receiver group?
Oh, you could tell this receiver group took a step forward last week. There's some rust week 1, no doubt. But week 2, last week, you saw a couple guys step up. I like Stone McKnight. I thought he had a really good game on the outside. Ross McNeil, a young player, but a player that has all the keys, all the tools you need. This Raider passing attack, it's going to have to be big tonight. You're without your starting running back, Kenny Jaha, and Braylon Stokes is a little bit dinged up, so your passing attack is going to have to be big here tonight. And I think those receivers really stepped up and proved they can do it last week against Pope.
One thing I really liked from Rosman last week was going through his progressions and not forcing any ball. And you can see a young quarterback kind of do that from time to time, and it shows his maturation process. But when you force it to receivers, the results often aren't good. You have to go through your progressions and just know that your pass catchers are going to get the ball. And when they do that, they're often bound to be much more explosive than if you target them, let's say, 10 times, but it's not really there. We're about to get underway. The Raider kickoff team is heading onto the field. It looks like they're going to be receiving the kick, and Brookwood's going to send their team onto the field. You see back deep Nate Lyons, who had a great game last week. He really solidified himself in that 4th receiver kind of role, but he's much more than that. He had a great game. He had that one-handed catch in week 1.
Looked like OBJ out there.
He really did. He had a great game. I know the Raiders really like him. Another transfer in. You also got Nick Hester deep, like we said, transfer from Riverside Military Academy. He transferred in because Riverside is not having a football season this year. They're 1A due to coronavirus, but Brookwood's going to tee it off right here. The kicker's going to put it on the tee, and we're about to see some Raider football, Trip.
I can't wait. This should be a great one. Very talented Brookwood team. Got to start fast, finish strong.
And we're off here in Raider Valley. It's a short kick. It looks like it's going to be fielded by Nate Lyons. He gets it, crosses the 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and he's finally driven out of bounds near midfield. Big return by Nate Lyons.
Yeah, weird play there. It was like a short kick, but Nate Lyons with a great job there to pick it up off the hop and take it to the 50. There's a flag down, though. Check that out.
Often when you see these flags, it may be on the return team. We'll see what it is. We hope it's not, but that really shows what Lyons can bring to an offense right there. That takes great concentration to catch that ball off the dirt, and then you see right there, he takes it 30-plus yards, sets the Raiders up with good field position, but that looks like it's coming back.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a hold on Walton here.
Holding is a call against the Raiders on the return.
Man, it feels like football weather tonight, Evan.
Yeah, it's great weather out here tonight. Like we said, Zach Rosman's going to take the field. He's got Braylon Stokes in the backfield, and this young sophomore has had a great start to his career so far. He had 149 yards rushing versus Cal. He's got 3 touchdowns, and establishing the run's going to be a big part of it. The run defense of Brookwood is very solid, but if you're able to set the tone here, then it looks good for you the rest of the way. Rosman's going to take the snap. Look at that looks like it's broken up by Auburn commit Andre Stewart, and I think that may have just been a timing thing with Nate Lyons. Like we said, you started to get your rhythm back last week, but you're not going to have everything down.
Yeah, ball was high there, came out, didn't look like they were in sync on that route. Hopefully just an early play mistake here.
He's going to take it again, shotgun, and you see Nate Lyons has no one shading him over the top. Oh, now it looks like they're going to bring someone down. Sends Stone McKnight in motion, tight to the formation, takes the snap, and it's going to be a quarterback power. Rosman's going to get the first down and more. He's going, and he's at the 35-yard line. Trip, that's something they really like. They found it last year at the end of the season with Rosman. He's a great and capable runner, and that's not the last quarterback run you're going to see tonight.
Yeah, a guy that he can move it when he needs to on the ground. You know, first look, he doesn't look like a guy that's going to run it, but if he needs to, he can take off and he can pick you up 10 like he did there.
Back in shotgun, something the Raiders really liked last week. Over 80% of the time they took their snaps from shotgun. He's going to look him off. Everyone's going to look to the sideline and get the check. Comes back now. Going to throw it. Oh, and that's another timing error with Nick Hester. So you look a little out of sync here. It could just be pregame jitters, but I kind of want to take a second and talk about the Brookwood secondary. You have the talented transfers Andre Stewart and Marquise Killebrew. Marquise, a UGA commit, and Andre, the Auburn commit. And Tripp, do you have anything on the cornerbacks tonight?
Yeah, cornerbacks, super talented SEC guys. You got to get open on these guys. You got to give Rosman time. Another thing, because these guys can get you coverage sacks, and that's what you don't want here in this game.
Going to play action, look outside.
Got him.
Up to Nate Lyons, going to cross the 50, make a move down to the 43-yard line. That was great anticipation by Rosman. Nice play action pass, he's able to roll outside the pocket, and that's where he's at his best. Finds Lyons after a difficult adjustment. It looks like he wanted Nick Hester in flat, but he goes through the progression and find that there, and that's a good sign early, Tripp.
Yeah, it seems like he flows better. He throws the ball better. He just seems more in sync when he's rolling out or he's moving a little bit in the pocket. I like that play call a lot.
They got Marquise Killebrew shading Ross McNeil at the bottom. That's a key matchup to look at, and it's going to be another quarterback power. Rosman's going to get maybe 5 or 6, another quarterback power, and we've yet to see a carry from Braylon Stokes, but the Raiders are marching down the field so far.
Yeah, nice, slow, long, methodical drive, and, you know, that's what you want from this offense. Wear this defense down because they're very talented, especially in the secondary. If you can keep these guys on the field, it's all the better.
Rosman's going to take the shotgun snap again. All the snaps during the drive. McKnight in tight. They're going to look it off to the sideline, get the check. And he's going to take it up to the 35-yard line. That looks like an RPO right there, and Brookwood covered it well. They got outside, and they covered the receiver. Rosman smartly just runs the ball, not wanting to take the illegal man downfield penalty. And it's 3rd down for the Raiders early.
Looks like this might be a wildcat set here. Rosman comes off the field, short third down situation. You know, they like to mix it up a little bit against a very talented defense.
And it looks to me like A.J. Brown, who had a rushing touchdown last week, is going to take the snap. You'd like to see maybe if he just hands it off. Oh, but he's going to take it. He is close to the first down. I think he got it, but it's going to be really close. Going to depend on the spot there.
Yeah, it looks like they're spotting him about a yard short. And now decision time early for Coach Bruner. See what he does here. We're going to stay on the field here. Good call. I like this call. Early, aggressive against a very talented team. You got to take some risks, some gambles, and you know Connor Cummins can make this field goal, but I like this call a lot.
A.J. Brown's going to take it under center. Stokes is split wide, not in the backfield. Nick Hester, Ryan Polinsky in tight. And I think he was stopped short of the line. That's a big play by Brookwood. They shut it down after taking Rosman off the field. 2 Wildcat snaps. And now we're going to get to see Dylan Lonergan. Really impressed by this guy, the #1 sophomore quarterback in the state of Georgia. He's got 8 offers, most notably to LSU and Penn State. And Tripp mentioned to me pregame about how he goes through his progressions and mainly how he gets outside of the pocket and is able to manipulate a defense.
Yeah, well, we were talking. I mean, you and me both watching film on this kid. We couldn't find anything we didn't love about him. This kid is just a stud. He can, you know, he's a pro-style quarterback, but he is not afraid to roll out, get a first down. He loves those little read options, and he'll take it on the side where there's no D end. And you know, this kid is electric. Definitely worthy of that ranking.
He's going to be under shotgun right now for the first snap of the game for the Brookwood Broncos. He's going to take it and hand it off to number 15, who is Alexander Diggs. So it's about 5 early for a running game that, as Tripp mentioned at the top of the broadcast, 21 carries in the game against Tequila in a 40-34 overtime victory, but only 6 rushing yards. Lonergan set a school record for passing yards in that game, 432, and they're a team that likes to air it out.
I think they just broke their rushing yards from last week on that 1 carry there.
They're going to throw it out. Diggs again. Oh, and it's a little concentration lapse right there. It looks like he maybe wanted to turn upfield there before he secured it, and they're going to force an early 3rd down on this drive.
Yeah, big 3rd down. You want to get off the field. You don't want to give Lonergan a lot of time on the field here. And defense get off the field because these guys are going to make some plays. Good coverage so far, though, from the secondary of Walton against these talented receivers.
Lonergan's going to line up again, shotgun snap. Tries him with the hard count. It's not going to look back, see what he can get. Looks like it's about a 3rd and 4 to go. And right here, I wouldn't be surprised if Tim Ewing, defensive coordinator for the Raiders, dials up some pressure. He's going to take the snap. Hands it off to Diggs. Diggs breaks the tackle, gets to the first down and more. 45, 50, 40, 35, 30. There's a flag on the play. Looks like multiple flags on the play. We'll see what that is. The back judge threw that.
I think they may have gotten him for a holding on the edge. You can see both teams walking back to the spot. Looks like it's going to be a hold, I hope. Ref's discussing here. Let's see what the call is. Looks like they're going to have a meeting here. 2 flags came in. 1 came in late, Evan. I didn't know if you saw that.
If they back up here, though, they're in an obvious passing situation. And Tripp mentioned at the top of the broadcast, Brookwood has some really talented receivers, and it all starts with junior, and that is going to be a holding call versus Brookwood, so they're going to back up. It's going to start with junior Denylon Morissette.
Yeah, Morissette last week, he had a pretty solid game, I would say. 250 yards, 3 touchdowns, including a game winner. So, you know, I think he had a good night. And then they also have a 4-star, very highly touted receiver. This is a junior as well, Samuel Mbake. He's 6'3", 205, so a clear target on the outside for them.
It's going to be 3rd and 5 now, and it looks like Lonergan got him with the hard count. It's going to be a 1st down, it appears, for the Brookwood Broncos. But we were talking about Morissette earlier, and that game, he was a little under the radar. Prior to coming into this year, he didn't have many offers. He actually had one from Mississippi Valley State, alma mater of a great wide receiver for the San Francisco 49ers, Jerry Rice. But in that game alone, he garnered offers from Georgia, Alabama, and Arizona State. So not a bad day for the young receiver, but they've got playmakers all over this offense for Lonergan to use.
Yeah, no doubt. And, you know, 12 catches as well, which is just as impressive as the yards and the touchdown. 12 catches against a very good Takula team. This kid is special, and he may get a chance to play on Sundays. Who knows?
So they're going to line it up again here. You see number 6, Kate Thompson on the back line. Kate Thompson has been very impressive so far for the Walton Raiders. Got an interception last week, the first of his career. We'll see what he can do here. He's going to have a big game if the Raiders want to win. It's going to be an RPO call. They're going to throw it to Morissette out in space. He gets the first down, 40, 35, 30. And he's dragged out of bounds finally. And that's a little glimpse of what Morissette can do on those little quick screens. He gets it and turns upfield.
A great tackle there on the outside, although they get the big gang, but a really good tackle there. Took a tough angle, but good job there to get the tackle. I can't tell what number that is. I think that may have been A.J. Brown who got the tackle there. Really good tackle there.
Lonergan throws to the outside. It's going to be a tackle for loss. That looks to be Austin Eldred on the edge, the Kennesaw State commit. He read it like a book, and he gets the TFL.
Yeah, great play there. He saw it coming the whole way. They love those screen passes, like we said. They get those screen passes, and you can shut those down. That can be big. Lonergan doesn't like to go to the outside on his routes. He likes to throw it up the middle of the field, so on those screens, that'll probably be the only time you see him really throw it to the outside.
Top of the screen, it looks like Marcus Allen's light up, shadowing, I think that's Samuel Mbake. They're going to check it down. Marcus Allen with the big hit, but it gets broken. Eric Zier there with the cleanup. It's going to be 3rd and short and there's going to be a flag that comes in actually after the play.
This looks like this might be some kind of unsportsmanlike. I mean, it came out very, very late. Looks like maybe Jonathan Chesser was in there mixing it up with somebody on that big O line.
And it seems like it may be on the Brookwood offensive line. They're certainly marching backwards, and they've got some hogs up there. They have some really good pieces up there. No one there has any offers yet, but you look at them, they're massive, and they opened up a lot of stuff for Lonergan last week in his first game.
Yeah, no doubt. Those guys they're some big guys. Obviously, definitely outweigh the Walton defensive line, but the Walton defensive line so far has held its own, and looks like there may be a penalty on the Brookwood offensive line here as they've backed up a little bit. See what the call is here in just a second.
Refs conferencing for the second time this drive. Looks like we're about to get the penalty. Or maybe not. And like Tripp talked about, the defensive line has played really, really good so far. Titus McBride and Jonathan Chesser have headlined it, but you've also got some solid play from nose tackle Eric Wan. And they were a big part of the Pope win last week. They were able to collapse the pocket a lot and make it uncomfortable. And while the Pope quarterback made some plays, it clearly threw them off their game. And if you can do that versus Lonergan and this talented Brookwood offense, I think you're going to see a really good defensive showing for the Raiders.
Yeah, there's a personal foul there on Brookwood, so that'll back them up. But like you said, Evan, you have to make this guy uncomfortable. When you have these really talented quarterbacks, they love to just sit in the pocket and just pick you apart. That's what they want to do. And, so you got to make them uncomfortable. It's going to be tough against this big O-line. But, last week they showed they can do it, and I think they can do it again. And so far now we have about a 3rd and looks like 25 or 30.
Yeah, it's going to be 2nd down and 3rd, maybe 2nd down. I don't know. It's 2nd or 3rd down from the 30-yard line. Yep, 2nd down from the 30-yard line. Lonergan lines up under center. He's going to fake the snap. Looks off again. Oh, it's 3rd down, actually. So this is a big stop for the Raiders. You can get off the field here, and if you don't allow any yardage, force a punt. Lonergan takes the snap. He's looking left. He goes right. He gets out of the pocket. And he has the first down, and he's going to get down to the 9-yard line. He's listed as a pro-style quarterback, but, man, he can move. He picked up 30 to 40 yards like it was nothing, and Brookwood set up with a goal to go.
Yeah, that time the D-line collapsed, but there was a wide-open middle. There was no linebackers in the middle. Lonergan had a free 30 yards. He picked up about 40, gets it down to the 10, and that's crushing for a defense to get him in a 3rd and 30 and then give up about 40. Need to get a goal line stand here, though.
He recognized the middle of the field was wide open, and he took off, gets that first down, and giving up a 3rd and 30 is tough. I know the coaching staff, that's going to be one they want to have back, but looks like they're going to line up in some sort of monster package on the outside. They're going to get it to Alexander Diggs. He's going to turn up, get inside the 5-yard line. It's finally brought down. 2nd down and 5. It's goal to go, actually. So 2nd and goal for the Brookwood offense. And minus the big run, I think the Raider defense has looked good so far.
Yeah, no doubt. You can tell they like to throw these screen passes. It's at least the 3rd screen pass that they've thrown here today. They like to throw those outside screens to the talented receivers and running backs. So the Raiders need to stop that. That's a key so far throughout this game.
Marcus Allen shading number 5. That is Sam Mbake up at the top. That's a matchup to watch as well. Marcus Allen seems to be following Mbake throughout the night. He's a nice deep threat transfer from North Cobb. As Tripp talked about, he's 4-star. And they're going to hand it off to Diggs. He's going to get upside. And the Raiders, they're in a pile, but they're keeping pushing. And he's finally down what looks like the 1-yard line. It was a nice battle between the O-line and D-line there trying to push the pile, and we've got a go right here, 3rd and 1. And if the Raiders can get this stop and play bend but don't break, that's a big, big, big stop.
Yeah, I thought the D-line fought really well there. Looked like the O-line might get a push, but the D-line stood strong there, and they forced a 3rd and goal after a huge run by Lonergan.
Looks like a big switch, and it looks like maybe they're going to have only one receiver in the pattern. They're going with the jumbo set here, 3 tight ends. And it's going to be Wildcat as well. Lonergan's not on the field.
Lonergan's under center here.
Oh, he is. Oh, sorry, I could not see that. Tripp already catching me. I am known for that, though, so we got a flag on the field, and it's going to be a false start against Brookwood. Back him up to be 3rd and 6 here from the goal line.
Evan, not your fault there. Lonergan was hiding under an offensive lineman who looks like he might eat Lonergan.
All right, they're going to get out of the jumbo set here and line it up. It looks like 4 wide receivers and a running back in the backfield. And it seems like a passing down, but we don't know here. We saw Lonergan's speed on display, so maybe he gets outside the pocket here.
A lot of flags on this drive so far. Very unclean game. See if they can clean it up a little bit here.
A lot of flags. Coach Bruner talked about wanting to win the penalty battle to me earlier. And through the first, it's going to be a touchdown. Number 11, Emmanuel Kuwarteng. I'm sorry about that I butchered your last name, but that's a touchdown for Brookwood early. And they're on the board, 6-0. So we've got our first score here tonight in Raider Valley. It was some nice touch by Lonergan. But all things said, solid drive from the defense. You're facing the number 9 ranked team in the state, and you put up a big fight, which is going to be a key going down the stretch. Is the team that fights the hardest in this game is going to win.
Yeah, Coach Bruner, I'm sure he would have liked to get off the field there with either 3 or nothing, but a really long drive, had to be over 10 plays there, and a lot of penalties, tough drive there. Raiders need to respond here on offense.
The kick is up, and it looks to be good. So 7-0 Brookwood. We're going to get another shot at this Walton offense. And so far this year, they have not gotten any opening drive touchdowns, but they're actually 2 for 2 on touchdown drives on their second drive. And Chris Hirschfield is a great offensive mind. And you started to see him manipulate the defense on some of these. Last week against Pope, they have a 3rd and goal from the 5. He sends Nate Lyons in motion, sees its zone coverage, calls timeout, hands the ball to A.J. Brown for a touchdown. So we'll see if he can add to his second drive touchdown resume. And I have full belief in the offense here. We've seen them go down early in both of the games they've played, 7-0. But if I were to bet, I would bet they knotted up. And I'm 1 for 1 on my bets on this show, even though it's not for any money like we already talked about. So Brookwood's going to come back, kick off. And it looks like deep this time they're going to have Nate Lyon still, but Austin Eldred, the speedy Kennesaw State commit, back there. Eldred had 11 offers this summer, but decided to get the recruiting process over and commit to Kennesaw State before the end of his senior year. But we talked about last week how with the big senior year, you could start to see him get some of those big Power 5s interested in him.
Yeah, really happy for him. He's worked his butt off, and a kid that just wanted to play college football, and glad he's going to get to live out his dream.
Eldred's going to get the ball in the end zone here, and that is an automatic touchback. If you kick it into the end zone on the fly in high school football, or actually at all, it's going to be a touchback. So Raiders are going to start at the 20-yard line, I think, 20 or 25. I get mixed up.
20.
Yeah, start at the 20-yard line. They're going to have to drive 80 yards length of the field here, and I don't think we saw 2 runs that drive. None from Braylon Stokes. They had that RPO that ended up not working out. They took the read away from Rosman, but I'd expect the sophomore back to get some more carries this drive.
Yeah, I think you need to establish a run game here on this drive. The secondary here is definitely a strength for Brookwood. I think there's some holes up front that you could possibly fill here with, getting some gaps open for Braylon Stokes to run the ball.
Brookwood pressing hard. Looks like another quarterback power, but he pulls it back. He's going to throw it to McNeil, and if he leads him upfield, that may be a touchdown, but nonetheless, it's a first down pickup for the Raiders and Ross McNeil. I talked about Chris Hirschfield. That's a great play design right there. You've run 2 quarterback powers so far, rolling out to the left and pulling it down and then pulling it back up, throwing it to McNeil for the first down grab.
Yeah, Coach Hirschfield knows his players because it's another time when Rosman rolls out. We know that's where he's comfortable. He loves rolling left, and he gets Ross and McNeil there. If he throws it, leads him a little bit more, he's probably walking in for 6 right now.
Brookwood in a cover 0 look, all impressed man-to-man. They're going to hand it off to Stokes for the first time tonight. He's going to cut it back, and did he fumble?
He did.
And Brookwood recovers. It looks like Stokes may be down on the play. Oh, no, he's going to get up, but that is a costly turnover for the Raiders, but it looks like the officials are going to adjourn, and maybe this isn't a turnover. We're going to get to see.
Yeah, they ran a counter there. Really good hole opened up by the offensive line, and looked like one of those big D linemen got a paw on the ball and ripped it out there.
I really like that play by Stokes, though. Obviously, the fumble hurts, but sometimes when you're working on those cutbacks, someone's just going to come in and swipe, and laterally swipes are really tough to go through. But again, you see the vision there from the young sophomore. Cuts it back, maybe gets an extra yard, and is ruled a fumble and Brookwood recovery. So we're going to see the Raider defense again with a short field. And again, we liked what we saw for them on the first drive. And even though Brookwood has 7 on the board, the Raiders should feel confident and proud of what they put on the field. The corners didn't get tested that much. They went down the field mostly through screens. I don't think there was any deep or over-the-middle completions, which is a good sign. And they've actually gotten Alexander Diggs some carries here, which they did last week, or 2 weeks ago rather. Brookwood had a bye last week, but it didn't work out too well for them. They did come away with the win, and Diggs looks really good tonight. So Lonergan's going to take the snap. He's going to RPO, hits his man downfield, and he's brought down by Marcus Allen on the play. That was number 89, Stone Bonner. He had 2 catches, 45 yards, and a touchdown in the win versus Decula last week, or 2 weeks ago, rather. He's a nice part of their play-action game. He's a big tight end with a big catch radius. I know they really like him.
Yeah, we were talking about him in warm-ups. Guy that has a really good frame and looks like a weapon here. He's a tough cover for those corners and linebackers. Definitely has
prototypical size. Is the tweener model of what you really like in your tight ends nowadays. And Lonergan's going to take it on the keeper. He runs into his block. He's going to make a move and get cut down. It looks like 2nd and 3 maybe? 2nd, 3, 2nd and 4 in a play. And a flag's going to come down after the play.
Well, like we said earlier, obviously he loves those read options. He loves taking it to the left side on read option. He'll get the defender to bite because he's listed as a pro-style quarterback. You don't think of him as a runner. But that time, he clearly can have some wheels there. But another flag coming in. It's been, a lot of laundry on the field tonight.
I do kind of like the flags. Obviously, for a coaching staff, it's not awesome. It looks like they're going to take it back. Oh, no, it's going to be on the Raiders. I do like the chippiness of the game. Obviously, in high school football, when you have 2 teams that are undefeated coming in, you're going to have that. But I think one of the reasons for Lonergan's pro-style quarterback, even though he is obviously very, very quick, is his ability. When he gets outside the pocket, he's looking downfield. He's not looking to run. They said it about Lamar Jackson last week on a broadcast. Lonergan is a thrower that can run, not a runner that can throw.
That's right.
And he looks good tonight. He's going to get a goal-to-go situation again for the 2nd time. Again, looking over to the sideline, as we see so much in high school and college today. He's going to take the snap. It looks like a run up the middle of Diggs, and Diggs is going to dive into the end zone for a touchdown. Brookwood Broncos up 13-0 early, and the Raiders find themselves in a hole. But again, listen, it's early, 3:22 left in the first quarter. And one thing that Daniel Bruner has proved in his time here as the Walton head coach is don't count him out. The Kell game, they were probably underdogs heading into it by the general community. They pull it out. They have the North Gwinnett game on ESPN a few years ago where they pull out a late thriller. So don't count out Coach Bruner and the Raider offense and the Raiders. They always find a way to claw back. But Looks like they're going to take the kick here. And it's away cleanly, and it's going to be good. So 2 for 2 on the night for the Brookwood kicker. Hits it into the Raider marching band, who are not marching this season, unfortunately. They're a great group, but due to Corona and the proximity of people on the field, we're not going to have that this year. They are playing from behind the goalposts.
I think one thing you saw, obviously you just talked about adversity. Last week, Pope gets a drive. They get a touchdown to start the game and a pick. They were down. Raiders were down 7-0. Pope had the ball at around the 20. And then, Walton fought back to end up, beating Pope pretty handedly. Hope that happens here. Raiders need to get a good drive going here. Hopefully a good return, something that can get a spark going. This sideline needs to create some energy because the student section isn't too big tonight, and that's to be expected, with all the coronavirus guidelines. But, definitely need to get a spark here. Need to respond here. You can't go down 3 scores this early. And, hoping that the Raiders can get a scoring drive going right here.
If I'm picking to put someone in this situation right here, it's this group of guys. They are so battle-tested, and among the people in the state, they are the toughest of them. A lot of them were underclassmen last year and faced a lot of adversity. They went on losing streaks and winning streaks, highs and lows. The year before, some of them got to experience varsity, and they had a good team. And to go from that to a 6-6 season last year is tough, but they battled through adversity constantly. This year, they didn't even know if they were going to have a season, and in conversations with them, they're just happy to be playing football, and they're going out there to compete with their brothers on the field. And Raiders are going to line up for the 3rd drive, and they faced adversity, as I've already said numerous times, but I've got confidence in them, so they're going to line it up. They're going to get their 3rd try at offense, down 14-0 with 3 minutes and 22 seconds remaining in the first period of play.
Yeah, again, 3rd drive. Hopefully they can establish a run here. We've said it a couple times, but you need to get the run game going when the passing game's not working. These corners, man, they're tough to beat. So looks like they're going to try something here with a run.
It's going to hand it off to Stokes. It's going to be. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 2nd and 10 or 11 for the Raiders.
So far, this Brookwood defensive line has looked very, very impressive. They're only rushing, it looks like 4, but they are getting very, very good pressure and collapsing this offensive line early and often.
In a game like this, it's easy to get caught up with the stars and the people on the outside that make all the plays happen. But where the games are really won are in the trenches, offensive and defensive line. And that's where it's going to be won. Rosman's going to hit Stone McKnight, and is going to be taken down by number 6, Niles Prince. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 for the Raiders.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about this group enough. Maybe they're mad at us. This linebacking core from the Brookwood Broncos is very, very talented. We have a guy by the name of, let me find his name.
I've got it. I think it's Chris Bridges and, Trey Staley.
Trey Staley, that's it. He's a Kansas commit, really talented. Just got an offer from Ole Miss, a guy that is definitely one to watch tonight.
Trey Staley is an SEC defender, and it looks like there's going to be a flag on the field again. It's going to be offsides on Brookwood, so it's going to be 3rd and 5 to go. But Trey Staley's an SEC-level defender. Obviously, that doesn't mean he's going to go to the SEC, but SEC's got the best of the best defensive talent, and he's got several schools in the SEC that believe in him. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 for the Raiders, and I think the Raiders' offensive line, which we just talked about, has had a great game tonight. They're battling up in the trenches, giving it their all, and there's going to be a 4-receiver set for them on 3rd and 5. Rosman lines up. He's going to take the snap, play-action pass, and it's Nate Lyons at the sticks. I think he got it. Let's see what they give him. And Rosman's at his best off play action. And if you were going to tell any quarterback in the world that they're going to have a strong play action game, they're going to take it 10 out of 10 times. They love play action. And so does Chris Hirschfield, the former quarterback from Murray State. And I know he's definitely catering to the quarterback here in this offense. It's going to be Rosman. He looks it off.
Nate Lyons having a great game so far, I think.
I agree. And all shotgun this game for the Raiders. Going to take it, and another quarterback power. He's going to turn up and get close to the first down, maybe 6-7 yard gain for Zach Rosman. He's a very talented runner. We've already talked about it at the top of the broadcast. The Raiders have a really stout running attack. They have Jaha, who is injured, but is one of the better senior running backs in the area. Then you also have the talented freshman Braylon Stokes. You have A.J. Brown, who, although he's a very high-level defensive back, can get in there and play some running back. And Even Austin Ellinger, the Kennesaw State defensive back commit, had a first down run versus Cal to ice the game. So they've got a really nice running attack here, and that's something you need going forward. He's going to throw it up top, taking a shot to Rawson McNeil. And that was some great coverage by Marquise Killebrew, the Georgia commit. Yep, 33 scholarships for Killebrew. He's been in the spotlight ever since his freshman year. And he's had good coverage on McNeil so far, but McNeil has gotten the best of him at points with that big first down reception. And McNeil was really, really impressive last week. He had less than 100 yards in limited time during a sophomore year, but he has all the physical tools and made enough plays to garner scholarships to Charlotte and Iowa State. And last week he had a touchdown at the end of the half where his legs were just eating up grass. And I know the coaching staff really likes him. And you have a similar situation here. From last week, I talked about it versus Pope, but they send Nate Lyons here in motion. They don't like it, and they're going to call timeout with 3rd and 4 and 1:20 left on the clock in the first quarter.
Yeah, this is a big third down already in the game. You know, still 1:20 left in the first quarter, but it feels like a momentum play here. Raiders need to pick up a first down, need to get a score on the board. You don't want to go down three scores, especially against a team this talented like Brookwood. So a big play here. I'm guessing Coach Hirschfield's going to draw something up for him. But we saw A.J. Brown in there a lot for the running back position. You know, it really hurts that you don't have Jaha. He had a great first game. I know I was on the sidelines for that screen pass he had against Kell. He took it 77 yards. A really talented guy. Not having him really hurts, but you know, that's the next man up, and these guys got to step up, and you got to establish a run game here, because if you don't, then these corners are just going to eat all day. So, you know, a big third down, and hopefully they can pick up a first down, get some momentum going, spark a little bit of offense.
Raiders are going to come back onto the field. Rosman's going to line up with a 4 receiver set. They're trips up top, and they got McNeil at the bottom, man dub with Killebrew. Stokes to the left of him. Stokes, the younger brother of last year's star running back, K.D. Stokes, who had 13 touchdowns in his senior campaign.
Great running back.
Yeah.
Walton, great right there.
Rosman looks over to the sideline. He's going to get the call. Takes snap. Hits Braylon Stokes, who slips. It's going to be a 4th and maybe 3 for the Raiders, and they're going to send out the punt team. And like I said, you got to look for the positives in everything. And that was a nice play by Rosman there. He got the ball to him, and the thing that impressed me the most was they sent a defender off the edge, overloaded in the box, who has a free shot at him. Last week you saw that a little bit with Pope, and he had a chance for a touchdown, but again, the timing wasn't there. Timing was there with that route. He throws back into the teeth of the blitz, because when you bring an extra defender, there's going to be an open spot, and it's not a first down, but it's a good improvement in a minor area.
Rosman's a guy who's not afraid to sit in there and take a hit. He's a very, very strong quarterback. He's not afraid to get hit. As we see a punt from Connor Cummins, but you know, Rosman, a really impressive physical stature, and he's not afraid to take a hit.
Connor Cummins with an impressive kick. It's going to roll inside the 10-yard line, and he took over the punting duties this year from Charlie Pollica, our Nevada commit, who is at Nevada right now. And Cummins actually got his first scholarship of his career this week. I think it was to LaGrange College, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. It had a La in there.
It may have been Lafayette.
Yeah, it may have been Lafayette. I'm not 100% sure, but I know it definitely won't be his last. He's one of the best place kickers, if not the best, in the state. He's had a great start to his 2020 campaign.
Yeah, really good kicker. I think he's missed one kick. It was an extra point where there was just some miscommunication, but you know, a great kicker. I think he's very underrated. Really, really good kicker. Glad the Raiders have him. He's definitely a weapon on special teams.
You're going to have A.J. Brown in the slot here. It looks like a man blitz for the Raiders, and they're going to bring K. Thompson down. Maybe some pressure dialed up on the left side of the offensive line.
Need to get a stop here. 22 seconds before the end of the first quarter. You know, these guys are pinned deep. Need to get a stop here.
They're going to run the ball, and number 20 gets through. That's going to be... Oh, it's over here. Sterling Davis. Nice carry for Sterling Davis, who's close to the first down. Looked like the Raiders had to bottle it up, but he gets through, and that's going to be, it's going to be a first down, so the clock. Oh, it's going to be, I'm not 100% sure what happened there, but for some reason there's stoppage on the clock, but it's going to be 2nd and 2, 10 seconds left in the quarter.
Yeah, the clock stops. It's very, very weird there, but nice pickup there by the running back, and definitely a very good running attack compared to 2 weeks ago, already have at least 40 or 50 yards.
And what's going to be the last play of the quarter here? Lonergan's going to look, and it completes a pass for the first down. That is number 5, Sam Mbake, covered by Marcus Allen. And that's the end of the first. Brookwood 14, Walton 0. And all things considered, the scoreboard doesn't reflect what you want it to, but I thought that was a solid play a solid first period of play for the Raiders. One thing I want to talk about with you, Trip, was the philosophy of defensive coordinator Tim Ewing. You've got probably, I don't know if they're the best wide receivers in the state, but they are one of the better wide receiving corps in the state, and he is staying with that blitz man philosophy. And I really like it because even though they've got some great players on the perimeter, we also have some great guys on the perimeter, if you will. And they have looked really good tonight. There have been no deep completions on the Raiders. Yeah, well, when you have a really talented team like this, you got to bring pressure, or they're, as we've already said this multiple times, he'll pick you apart, Dylan Lonergan, these very talented wide receivers. So you got to bring pressure. It's a little bit of an undersized defensive front, so they're going to have to pin their ears back, and they're going to have to make plays. And I think for this Walton defense to get off the field, they're going to need to force a turnover to get back in this game, make a big play, make a sack, strip sack, force fumble, something like that. And we've seen this defense do that. A guy you might want to look for here is Marcus Allen. He is guarding, obviously their number 1 receiver, but Marcus Allen has had a lot of deflected balls. He already had a pick this season. A really good, really solid corner. D1 offers across the board, but a guy that you should look for here to make a big play. They're going to line it up here for first down. Lonergan's under center, all under center snap, or not under center, rather, shotgun snaps, and it's going to be a short snap. And on the boundary, it's going to be a short pickup for Brookwood. It looks like they fumbled the snap, or it was very low. Lonergan managed to get the ball and hand it off, but you're in a 2nd and 9 here. So we'll see what the Raiders can do, but so far they're off to a good start for the quarter. Just underway here in the second period. 14-0 Brookwood on top.
Lonergan can come off. No, that's not Lonergan. But that's the second snap that I've seen here that's been either low or high. So, center having a little bit of issues here, but Lonergan picks that one up, hands it off, gets a gain of 1.
He's going to take the snap here. Looks to his right. He's going to launch it deep, and it's going to be way overthrown, and it's going to be a flag thrown on Nick Hester. It's probably going to, or that's what I would assume. It looks maybe to be pass interference. I don't think that ball was catchable, Trip. I think there was definitely some contact at the top of the route, but one of the criteria that have to be met are that it's a catchable ball, and I think that one stayed on Lonergan, but
there's no way that ball was catchable. There is no way that ball was catchable. That ball landed at the 10-yard line, and the wide receiver was running at the 30 when he was touched. So.
Now, one thing you could see here is maybe a potential hold at the top of the route, which would be a shorter, and that looks like what it's going to be, which is it has nothing to do with the placement of the ball, but that's much better for the Raiders instead of having to place the ball on. Their 30 is just going to move up 5 yards and a fresh at it down. So not ideal, but I understand the call.
Yeah, that was the right call. He did hold him. Good call not to call the pass interference, but a good hold call there.
Lonergan takes the snap, and it looks to be a handoff. I think that's Alexander Diggs going to be taken down after a short pickup. And all things considered tonight, I know we've talked about it a little bit, but the Raider defensive line has been getting some push. They're not bringing many people. I know they're rotating out a bunch, but it looks like they're bringing 4 guys most of the time. And they've been able to hold Diggs mostly in check. I know he had that touchdown run, but it looks really good here for the Raider defensive line.
Yeah, D-line has played well tonight. In the time they got pressure, Lonergan escaped and got a huge gain, but like you said, actually playing pretty well right here.
A.J. Brown bluffs pressure off the edge, and he's just behind, and Diggs is going to get out in space, crosses the 40-yard line, and Diggs has been the main guy tonight. And while the stats didn't reflect it in week 1, and maybe in our preparation, he's looked very good tonight.
Yeah, I've been impressed with him, definitely. He's had multiple catches, a couple of big carries. Like you said, very impressive, and maybe a little bit underrated after a poor performance last week.
Does not help him that Decula is one of the better teams in the state. They went to 4 overtimes, actually. They're a very evenly matched team, so he's getting his season on track here. In just the second game for Brookwood, they are 1-0. Lonergan's going to take the snap, looks to the middle, and that is a catch. Morissette holds on to it. It's going to be a first down, and Austin Eldred was just closing in on that ball.
Yeah, this is what Lonergan does, man. He picks and he's just going to make throws. I mean, this kid is one of the best quarterbacks in the state, maybe in the country. You will be hearing his name a lot as he gets older. Still only a sophomore, but you know, his dad actually played at Penn State in the 80s. His dad was part of a national title team in 1982. So he's got the athletic and the genes in the family, and this kid is electric.
His dad played for the great Joe Paterno. They're going to line up split backs here. He's going to throw, or not split backs, it's going to be an RPO. Look to Sam Mbake. He's going to get close to the first down. And I really liked what Mbake put on film last year. He was a North Cobb Warrior and transferred into the program. He's a very, very good deep route runner. I know that the Raiders have held him mostly in check tonight. I know he's had a few balls. But again, the secondary has really, really impressed me. You're facing some of the top receivers in Georgia. They're locking them down for the most part, with the Broncos driving inside the 20-yard line. It's another red zone trip for them. It's going to be 2nd down and 1. Takes the snap, and it looks like Lonergan just fell. He never got the chance to throw. His legs buckled under him, I think. Maybe some contact with his running back, number 28, but it's going to be a short 3rd down here. Maybe they hand it off to Alexander Diggs, who's had a good night, but the Raiders have bottled that up for a good part of the game. Maybe they go, if I was going to guess, and I'm going to put another guess out here, Tripp. I could get crushed, but I think they go to number 89, Stone Bonham.
Another bet here. Let's see if this one pays off for you.
Well, we'll never get to see Raiders jump off sides, and it's going to be a first down pickup for Brookwood.
I think this one might actually be.
Oh, wow.
I think I saw the left side of that offensive line. Both players actually jumped there, so.
You're going to see that right there. Looks like the Raiders go, but actually, in actuality, when you look at some of those plays in slow-mo, if you would, on NFL or college, you see offensive linemen only twitch a little bit, but that makes the defensive end go. But it's the right call right there. Brookwood jumps offside, and 3rd and 6 right there for the Broncos. A big drive right here. If the Raiders can get off the field, that's a big stop with 9:41 remaining in the first half between the Brookwood Broncos and the Walton Raiders.
Yeah, I think the Raiders are giving up, you know, they're playing well on 1st and 2nd down. They're giving up 3rd downs, giving up chunk plays, and you can't have that against an explosive offense like that. You know, we'll go back to some of our keys to the game and see if we've completed those. Pressure on Dylan Lonergan hasn't been great. It's been all right. You know, we wanted to slow down the receivers, and I think they've done that. I think they've slowed down the receivers. And, you know, I think one more thing that the Raiders need to focus on here is stopping Diggs, that running back. He's had a very, very nice game. Maybe a guy that, you know, we said he was underrated coming into this game. People weren't thinking about him. They were only thinking about the receivers. But, you know, they need to key in on him here and hopefully get a 3rd down stop to force a field goal.
If you're just now joining us, I'm Evan Kroll alongside Tripp Smith. If you're new to the Walton Raider YouTube, you can like, subscribe, and I want you to press the share button and share it with everyone, your grandma, your aunt, your dad, whoever. Get everyone watching. Tripp is going to be here with me the next 3 games. He's a senior at Walton. And if you're in the chat right now, ask some questions about Tripp. He's new to the stream, and he'll tell you everything.
We might answer. I might give you my secrets.
We might answer. I'll tell you one, he plays basketball actually for the Walton Raiders since his sophomore year. They're going to throw a screen outside to Diggs. Taken down. 4th down for the Raiders, and they force what looks to be the first field goal try of the day, and it will be. Lonergan comes off the field, but like I said, Tripp's played basketball here since his freshman year. He's been on the varsity team since his sophomore year, so ask all the questions you want to about him. He's going to be here for the next 3 games.
Well, Evan, thanks for letting me come on. Like we said, we need to stop Diggs there, and they got to tackle on him, so good job there. But, yeah, thank you for letting me come on here, man. This is awesome, and I hope to have a great season.
Yep, you're doing a great job so far. The Bronco kicker is going to have his first field goal of the day. He's 2 for 2 on extra points.
About a 40-yarder here.
Snap comes down, he gets it up, and it's going to be short. That's a big, big get for the Raiders. It saves it from becoming a 3-possession game. Raiders are going to come out here 14-0, and you can feel the intensity down in Raider Valley. You've got the momentum on your side a little bit now with that missed field goal. If you drive it down here and you put any kind of points on the board, you're cooking with oil.
Yeah, great stop there by the defense. They looked like they were going to push down the field there, but got the false start penalty. That really helped, and got Alexander Diggs down on the ground, and so far I've been impressed with this defense. Maybe the score may be 14-0, but the defense was set up inside the red zone one time, so I think a great job from the defense, and now it's time for the offense to do their job.
Rosman trots back out there. Going to be the fourth drive for the Raiders, first of the second period. 8:47 left in the quarter, 14-0 Broncos. He is going to take the snap and play action. It's not play action, it's actually a zone read. He takes it up to about the line of scrimmage. Going to be a second down and 10, and they really like giving him the ball and keeping the ball in his hands. I believe he leads the team in carries in this game so far, and they're going to line it up for a 2nd and 8 to go for the first down on the 22-yard line.
Looked like a little miscommunication on the handoff there. I'm not sure if that was a timing issue or what, but looked like Braylon Stokes thought he was getting it, but Zach decided to take it there.
No one shading Nate Lyons, but it could be if they're bringing pressure off the left side and they fake it. It is going to be a keeper. I don't know if that was designed or not, but it looks like the flag is going to be on the tackle. Is that maybe helmet to helmet? It looked like he went a little high. It could be a hold, though. It's in the backfield. We'll see what the call is here. It's going to be spotted at the 20-yard line. If it's going to be a 3rd and 10 at the moment, but after the penalty, it'll definitely change. Unless they pull it back, then it won't change.
These linebackers and corners are just getting out quick on whatever Walton tries to do here. I'm going to have to get creative here and try and force a big play. Maybe a trick play. Maybe we look for a trick play, catch Brookwood off.
It's going to be a decline penalty. It was on the Raiders, and they're going to line it up for 3rd and 8 now. So they say he does get back to the or 3rd and 10, sorry. So he loses 2 yards on the play there. Rosman 2 carries on the drive so far, and 3rd and 10. The line of gain is the 30. 3 receivers at the bottom of your screen. He's going to take the snap. Little screen pass here. Stokes gets the ball, gets it up, gets a block, and he gets the first down. So, again, they have that little thing. It doesn't really look like a screen to start off, but they let the pressure come in and crash, and they have the offensive line pulling out front. And we saw that again with Jaha. It's going to be enough for a fresh set of downs for the Raiders.
Yeah, great call there by Hirschfield. He knows that Brookwood's getting a lot of pressure coming in, so he set up the screen. They weren't ready for that, and great pickup by 10 for Braylon Stokes.
100% shotgun snaps for both quarterbacks tonight in the game. They're going to get another one, looking it off again. They have 4 receivers in the formation, 1 running back, and they're going to hike the ball, hand it off to Stokes. He's going to get past maybe the 37-yard line. They're going to line up for a 2nd and 3 as the Raiders get the call. And this is the momentum you need. That's a big 3rd and 10 pickup. You need that to start getting the momentum rolling. And a 2nd and short, looks like it's going to be 2nd and 4 actually for the Raiders.
Yeah, Stokes' best run of the day there. Offensive line opened up a nice hole, and this offensive line looks like it might be picking up some steam here.
Something that you're going to need as the season goes on, and offensive line again has improved. Everyone on this team has improved week to week, week 1 to week 2, and now week 2 to week 3. They're going to line it up for a 2nd down, and Brookwood also sticking with the blitz man philosophy. They are lining up what looks to be 7 in the box maybe. Rosman sidesteps the pressure, looks deep. It is going to be just out of the reach for Nate Lyons. And you see there, although it's a little bit sailed, I'm not exactly sure what happened there. I don't know who's that on, but Rosman had a great play there. Pressure comes, he keeps his eyes up. He doesn't panic. He just slides forward in the pocket, manipulates the pocket, gets up, and makes a great throw downfield.
Yeah, great play there by Rosman. He had pressure in his face. Didn't panic, like you said, slid up in the pocket. That's what makes him a Division I quarterback, those little intangibles that you can't teach. Great job by Rosman there, even though the throw's incomplete.
3rd and 3. Now they have 7 in the box, 4 lining up for coverage. We'll see what they do here. It's an aggressive look for Brookwood, and if they do indeed blitz, you've got to throw into the teeth of it. It's going to be a timeout for the Raiders. They've got 2 left in the half. If you're just joining us now, it is the Brookwood Broncos versus Walton Raiders. 6:38 left in the half. And Brookwood is up 14-0. And I'm going to check the comments section on the YouTube now. If you guys are leaving any questions in, and Trip, you can take it away. Talk to them about what you're seeing.
Yeah, what I'm seeing so far, Brookwood getting really good pressure on defense, and they're getting too much time in the pocket. The defensive line for the Raiders is going to have to step up. It had a nice stop on the last drive, but this is a big 3rd down, like we said earlier in the game, but already a big 3rd down, 6:38 remaining in the half. Brookwood does get the ball to start the game. or the second half, excuse me. So you need to get some momentum here, get a score, and cut into this lead a little bit. But I think the Raiders can do it. I think Zach Rossman's going to lead a nice drive here. But 3rd and 3, one of the biggest plays in the games thus far, and in comes freshman Jeremy Heklinski going to come in actually. Excuse me, no, Rossman going to stay in. Rossman going to come in, 3rd and 3.
All right, well, I got nothing on the YouTube comments. There might be like a little war going on in there. I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on there, but they're going to take the 3rd down snap. Look out. It's going to be, it looked like it's going to be, so you see right there, they throw it to A.J. Brown, and he actually pulls back to throw. They had Ross McNeil open deep, and if he had hit that, it may have been a touchdown. You can hear the coordinators in the room next to us yelling. They wanted him to throw it, but it's going to be a fresh hit of downs nonetheless, and Raiders keep the drive going.
Yeah, that's what we just talked about, was maybe a trick play coming, and that looked like they were setting that up, but A.J. Brown just takes it, sees a hole, and gets the 1st down. That's what you need. Clock running under 6:10 here, but a great play there by the Raiders to pick up another 1st down.
It's going to be a 3-receiver set, delayed handoff to A.J. Brown. He's got a block, 45-40, 35-30, 25-20. He's rumbling, bubbling, stumbling inside the 20-yard line. First red zone trip of the day for the Raiders. 5:58 left in the 1st half. That's a big-time run.
Great call. It's a counter delayed handoff, and A.J. Brown takes it. He's having a great game so far, Evan.
Yeah, he certainly is, and I like the little delay counter there. He runs to his running back, hands it off, and they set it up really well. Now it's a handoff to Stokes. He bounces off a tackle, gets back to the line or the line of scrimmage rather, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and long for the Raiders. And I really like that play design, and I really like Chris Hirschfield's play design this season. So big drive for the Raiders. They come up after the missed field goal. They get the ball probably where they would have had it been a kickoff. And instead of being a 3-possession game, it's a 2-possession game with the Raiders looking to tack on their first points of the day. And they're certainly in field goal range for one of the best in the state, if not the country, Connor Cummins.
Yeah, you're looking for 6 here. I can guarantee you Coach Bruner wants to put 7 on the board before halftime.
Going to be a play-action fake, and it's a drop by Nate Lyons, and he may have scored right there if he gets that. It's going to bring up a 3rd down here
Throw
for
was
the
a
Raiders.
little behind him there. Could have been a little bit better throw, but also could have been a touchdown. He would have walked in there, but brings up another 3rd down. You got one of the best kickers in the state warming up down there, but again, Coach Bruner really wants to put 7, and I think it's crucial to get a touchdown before half.
3rd and 10, and I know the coaching staff loves Connor Cummins, but the last thing they want to see is him out on the next play. They want to see him kicking for 1 point after a Raider touchdown. So it's going to be 3rd and 10 now. Rossman lines up empty, no shotgun look, first time today. He's going to drop back, throw a quick throw to Ryan Polinsky, turn up, little flag in the secondary, and he's just short. That's a nice little wrinkle that the Raiders have added in this year is the short passing game. They tried to go vertical a lot last year, but a lot of times you're not going to have the time to do that, and they hit him on the primary read right there in the flat. They've got a flag down on the play. It's 4th down and short for the Raiders as it is right now, but that will change in a second, and another flag comes in.
The world? Looked like an unsportsmanlike.
And
I think that might be on Walton.
Maybe on Walton. We'll see right here if they offset. If they offset, I believe it would be a replay of downs for 3rd and 9, but we'll see what happens here. They're conferencing at about the 15-yard line.
Decision time, though. If it is 4th and about 3, decision time for Coach Bruner. Does he want to just take the easy 3, or does he want to go gamble here? Interested to see what the call is. There's been a ton of flags this game, Evan. Definitely need to clean that up. Both sides have been getting too many penalties, I believe. And, this one looked like it might have been after the play, maybe an unsportsmanlike conduct, which you never want to see.
Yeah, like you said, it's been a really chippy game out there, and I was going to try to count the penalties to see if they were winning the penalty battle, but I lost track after one. So I don't really know what's happening, but it's been a lot for both teams, and not only that, not even only the regular holding calls, pass interference, whatever it may be. There's been some flags after the play, which I don't know what you think, but I actually kind of think it's exciting and invigorating. These two teams want to win. They're out there, and it looks like it's going to be on the Raiders. They're going to back up for what looks to be a 4th and maybe 18, and that's going to put the ball 34-yard line. It's going to be a 51-yard try if they opt that route.
I think it may be a repeat of 3rd, so it'll be 3rd and 34 here. So, you know, that takes you out of touchdown range now. Now you're looking for a field goal, get back in field goal range for Connor Cummins.
3rd and 24 here for the Raiders. They're going to line it up. It's 4 receivers in the pattern. Pretty much the staple all night from both teams. Not a lot of tight ends here tonight, although we have seen some motion from Stone McKnight and some inline tight ends. But right here, Rosman's going to take the snap. He's dropping back right now. He looks right. He steps up in the pocket, has the defender right there. He shakes off the sack and is finally dropped for a loss at the 36-yard line. I don't know if this is in range for Connor Cummins. I've talked about it before. He has this drill where he lines up 5 balls and hits them from 50. I've seen him go 4 for 5 on the drill, and they're going to send him out, but he's also the punter, so we're going to see if this is a field goal try or a punt.
Looks like the holder, Ryan Polinsky's out there, so this might be a field goal.
It's going to be a field goal. It's going to be from, I believe, 53 yards, if my math is correct. Definitely could not be. Not known for my math skills, but I'm pretty good. I can do addition, maybe. So it's going to be a timeout by Brookwood. Maybe an ice here, or maybe they just didn't like what they saw, and this could be big. If the Raiders get 3 on the board here, it doesn't really change the dynamic of the game per se. It's still a 2-score game, but it gives you a little confidence. It gives you a little pep in your step, and got a nice little storyline down there on the field. It looks like on the next drive, I'm going to guess, I think we're going to see Jeremy Heklinski. Every time that I've seen him, I've just happened to look at the right times. I guess when he's warming up, he's always going in on the next drive. So I think we're going to see some Heklinski next drive. And listen, both times he's been in this season, the Raiders have been in a spell, and he's given them energy. So that's good, Steve. But we got to make the field goal first and get a defensive stop. Cummins comes out on the field, and he's waving up the crowd. He wants some noise, and he lines up now.
Big field goal here. If you miss this, you set Brookwood up with good field position with 4 minutes to go. So you know, big field goal here. It's a tough ask, but you need to make this field goal right here.
Cummins has got to be feeling good this week. We can't remember what college. Could be LaGrange, could be Lafayette. I think Tripp's right. I think it may be Lafayette. And he's going to get his first field goal try since that offer. They're going to get the snap off cleanly. It's going to be a kick. It's up, and it is good.
Wow,
53-yarder, and he is fired up. That may be the longest of his career. I do not know. 53-yarder. Coach Bruner's hyped up as well. 3 points on the board, and that's great to see right there. His brother, Eamon Cummins, is also on the sideline, getting fired up with him. And the Raiders are 3 points on the board. Obviously, it's exciting. It's a really, really big kick, and Connor's going to do that. He's a great kicker. But now you got to go play defense. And again, the Raiders, I think, have looked very good today. They had the one drive, the opening one, where you just kind of get in your feel. It's tough to stop teams on opening drives. They gave up a short field touchdown, but they get a stop on the last drive on the missed field goal, and they're going to get another shot at it.
Yeah, I think this is a big drive here. You want to stop them before halftime, but that 3 is huge. You know, you see goose egg on the scoreboard going into halftime, and it could be deflating. But you get points on the board. The crowd's riled up now. You can tell the bench is getting excited. So defense get fired up here, get a stop here, you get the ball back, and like you said, Heklinski might come in, so possible spark provided there. But another big drive. There's been a lot of big drives so far in this game, and the defense is going to have to make a big stand here.
Cummins, after the long field goal, is going to tee it up. He gets ready to kick and starts in his motion. He is going to get it off, and it's a squib. If it goes 10 yards, the Raiders get it, and the Raiders got it. Connor Cummins with some magic. Big
gutsy play call there.
That's the 3rd time in his career that Connor Cummins has done that. The soccer player gets the 10-yard squib. Once that gets past 10 yards, it doesn't matter if Brookwood can touch it. The Raiders get it, and like I said, don't count out Daniel Bruner. And I guess that's why we see Jeremy Heklinski warming up so early on that. Normally you'd see him warming up on the defensive series. I didn't even think about it, but he's going to get in right now. I believe.
We said it earlier, right? Some trickeration. You need something against a team that may be a little more talented, and a great kick there by Connor, and you set yourself up already with great field position, just over 4 minutes to go. So, you know, a great call by the special teams coordinator, and you're right, here comes Hecklinski. No, Rossman actually should stay out there.
All right. Well, mine was Tripp had nothing to do with it. He's still perfect on takes. I'm wrong, and that's shades of 2004, the Colts versus Saints Super Bowl, and they're going to hand it off to A.J. Brown. Makes a cut, gets up, maybe to the 2nd and 5, but you know what I'm talking about. The Saints or Colts, I'm not sure, maybe the Saints, but infamously kicked the onside kick to start the second half, and it's a little bit different situation, but the end result's still the same, a big momentum swing when you need it, and the Raiders are inside 4 minutes now in the period, 14-3 Brookwood, but the Raiders are marching. Ryan Polinsky actually moves in motion as the inline tight end. He's going to look to the sideline, see what he likes, and
look for a shot here, a deep shot here. I like Ross and McNeil in single coverage.
A.J. Brown turns it up, cuts it up inside the 20, 15. And A.J. Brown is running with the best of them tonight. The defensive back who had running back experience on the JV and freshman teams has had himself a night tonight on the ground. And Tripp to show you why he's human. It's his first run take ever. I've had a ton of them.
Yeah, first time I've ever been on in my life, I'm pretty sure.
I know, yeah. So
great run, though. Great run by A.J. Brown. He's playing awesome. He gets stopped there.
Little tackle for loss. If you're watching the show and you're going to be tuning in for the rest of the season, know that I'm going to be wrong a lot more than Tripp is this year. So don't get used to that. Tripp's really smart about football. He's a big South Carolina Gamecocks fan. So
unfortunately.
Listen, I'm a Cleveland Browns fan, so I'm right there with you.
We have it tough, so we know bad football, so we get excited to see good Raider football here.
Yep, this is not bad football at all. 14-3 Brookwood with under 3 minutes remaining now in the period. Rosman lines up. A.J. Brown to the right of him takes a snap, and it's going to be a play action. Throwing it to, broken up. They looked like they were going to Nate Lyons. They really like Lyons tonight.
Yeah, that ball was on target. You know, we see Rosman, he loves to roll out. That is his thing. You know, when he rolls out, I feel like his ball is much more accurate. He's in the flow more. So, you know, a ball that was on target, if that was to Ross McNeil, I think got to catch. You know, Nate Lyons a little bit shorter, but a lot quicker, and, you know, a good throw here, but, you know, he sets himself up third down and looking to take a shot to the end zone here.
Speaking of McNeil here, it's 3rd and 13. He's matched up with the Georgia commit, and I'm sure there are a lot of eyes on this game, you know. Like we talked about, Morissette got a ton of offers after his first game of the season, and so I bet a ton of teams are watching. This is your time to make a mark, and I just like McNeil here. And they are going to actually throw to Polinsky. It's going to be a touchdown, Raiders. Ryan Polinsky's first touchdown of his career. And the Raiders are 14-9, or 9-14 rather. That's the momentum shift you need. 14-0 at the start of the period, and it's going to be 14-9, pending the extra point by Connor Cummins. Big sequence for the Raiders.
Well, good for Ryan Polinsky there. I mean, he's had so many catches, I feel like, where he catches it and comes back on a dumb penalty. Glad for him to get his first touchdown, and a big one, too, no doubt. 14-10 if Connor knocks this extra point through and, you know, sets up the Raiders at 14-10. And, you know, it felt like just 2 minutes ago we were down 14-0, and Brookwood had the ball. A turn of events, and that's how football goes, man. It's a game of momentum shifts, and the Raiders have all the momentum right now.
Goes to show you this game of football, small details, you know, and you look back at all the plays that made that sequence possible, you know. Maybe if they don't delay that handoff, A.J. Brown just hand it straight up, it's not that big gain. Maybe if they didn't set up the play action to Nate Lyons on the right side earlier, that maybe Brookwood isn't expecting a right side and you can't go up the middle to Ryan Polinsky. But nonetheless, it's 14-10 Brookwood, but Walton with 10 unanswered, 2:37 left in the period. It is going to be another Connor Cummins kick. He had a 53-yarder earlier in the period and a nice squib kick to give the Raiders the ball.
Another thing you noticed on that touchdown was, you know, a little delayed, and it was almost like a jump pass, play action. We know Rosman clearly loves to play action, and Rosman's having a really good game tonight, I think. I think he's playing very well. He's bounced back. He had a tough game last week, but he's playing very well right now, and glad for him. He's having a great game, and hopefully can lead his boys to a W.
Rosman, very young, has 14 varsity, or now I think it's 17 varsity starts. He had 7 touchdowns last year after posting 10 in his freshman season, and I believe that's his 5th touchdown of the season. He only has 1 interception. 5-to-1 ratio is phenomenal. He's played very, very well tonight, and the Raider defense, with all the momentum on their side, is going to get a crack at Dylan Lonergan and this Brookwood offense yet again. 2:37 left in the period, as I just said.
Yeah, another big. I feel like I keep saying this, but you got to stop here. You can possibly get the ball back. With a little bit of time left, set yourself up for a scoring drive. But you need to get pressure here on Lonergan, and the Raiders jump.
Yep, it looks like the Raiders jumped right there. Lonergan's done that a couple times tonight with the hard count. And one thing that I like to see is the element of the shotgun formation in this game. For those that don't know, that's where the quarterback lines up, not under center, but he lines up in the backfield right next to his running back. And these are 2 teams that love to do that because they have playmakers that can spread it out. It's going to be a 1st and 5 now for the Broncos. Lonergan is under center, or not under center, sorry. Shotgun takes the snap, looks deep. He's going to throw it up. Sam Mbake, Marcus Allen, deep coverage, and that's a great play. That's a great defensive play by Marcus Allen. They haven't tested it much tonight. He's been pretty locked down, and that's his first real-time tested in coverage down the field by Lonergan.
That's why, Marcus Allen right there shows you why he is so highly touted, why he's a high-level prospect, 4-star prospect. He runs stride for stride with the best receiver on the field, and has some great coverage. There was never a chance on that ball, and great job by Marcus Allen to get that one to break up there.
Younger brother of All-American safety Derek Allen added to his already impressive offer sheet this week with the Florida State Seminoles, and I think they've got a pretty good patch of defensive backs in the NFL with Jalen Ramsey, Derwin James, so impressive defensive back offer there, and it's going to be I don't even know if he gained a yard. If he did, it's probably only 1. It's going to bring up a 3rd, and I'm going to say intermediate. I like that word for the Broncos.
Yeah, it looked like Pierce Hunley there made the tackle. Great job there. He got in there quick and brought down the running back. The running back, ever since we started talking about stopping him, the defensive staff has definitely keyed in on that, and he hasn't had as good of a night here in the 2nd quarter, but a big 3rd down here already.
Maybe they're listening to our advice. It's going to be a throw over the middle, and Mbake gets the catch at the 40-yard line. It's going to be a 1st down for the Broncos, and with 1:47 left on the clock, and the clock stopped after the 1st down. In high school and college, it stops after 1st downs no matter what. It's going to be Lonergan from the empty, and they have 11. I thought they had 12, but they don't. They line up in that little monster package on the left side, or top of the screen, and that's going to be a flag comes in at the end of the play. I think it might be a holding on the outside by the Brookwood receiver, and a lot of times that happens. When you go to those personnels, monster means you have 4 players on that side. You're just probably throwing a quick screen, and those receivers aren't super experienced blockers, and they have to. They're tasked with blocking really, really good defensive players, so I think that's why you see a hold here. Then again, it could be on the Raiders, and I could be wrong. Wouldn't surprise.
I think this is a hold, and they're backing up. But
Yep.
the key on those screen passes and what makes it effective for Brookwood is this quarterback can get it out quick, and these receivers are also very quick, and these running backs. So, that play does not work unless you have, very, very talented guys that can block, and, that time they held. But, a lot of times on those you see big gainers when you think it's just going to go short, but these quarterbacks can get it out so quick nowadays. This guy, he's a dual threat athlete. He actually plays baseball, and listen to this. He threw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball as a freshman. That is ridiculous. He actually has an offer from Duke to play football and basketball. So this quarterback, he can get it out quick, no doubt about that, and that's what you see on these quick screen passes.
Lonergan, very impressive, 8 scholarships, even has one to the national champion LSU Tigers. He's going to drop back throw, and it's going to be broken up by Austin Eldridge. Austin Eldridge with that 4.42 speed. And yes, that is very fast. He actually tested faster than Christian McCaffrey did, star Carolina Panthers running back at his NFL combine. So he's pretty quick, and He gets the ball right there, breaks it up. It's going to be a 2nd and 20 for the Broncos with 1:13 left in the half.
Great pressure there on Lonergan. He got hit at the end of the play. That's what you need to do. I think he was hit by number 91, Jalen Bethley, in a great play there. You have to put pressure in his face like we talked about, and that's the result when that happens. So great job there by the Raiders D-line.
Lonergan's going to get the snap. He looks up to number 13, and it is going to be maybe back to the line of scrimmage, but it's going to be a flag on the play, Tripp pointed out. And I don't know what that's going to be. It may be a hold. That would be my guess. It's a common penalty, but we'll see right there. The catch was number 13, Noah Holton, who plays a little bit of defensive back for this team as well. A.J. Brown on the tackle.
There have been a lot of penalties this game, especially on Brookwood, I think. I mean, if this is a hold, that's at least the 3rd or 4th hold on the Brookwood Broncos, 2nd on this drive. So, you know, definitely not a clean game thus far.
You can't expect sloppiness. Brookwood has only played 1 game due to the COVID, and they haven't played in 2 weeks. So you can expect some stuff like that. They're still smoothing it out, and that's why the Raiders on some stuff like penalties may seem a little bit cleaner. But Brookwood looks good tonight, and I think we've got a matchup tonight between 2 of the best teams in the state. Brookwood ranked number 9. I'm not sure where the Raiders are, if they are at all, but they are certainly not far off if they are not. And it's going to be another hold, 2nd and 30, I think.
Yeah, the only problem here is the clock is running down on all these plays. We're at just over a minute. So the Raiders, you know, at I believe it is a 2nd and about 30 here, if I'm not mistaken, about 2nd and 30. And, you know, a chance for the Raiders to get off the field here in a couple plays, get the ball back to their offense.
It'd be interesting to see what I don't think there are many plays on a play sheet for a 2nd and 30.
No.
And big hit by A.J. Brown. And it looks like he fumbled at the end of it, but are they going to say incomplete? I think they may say incomplete pass, or maybe, I don't know. I think it's incomplete. It's going to be a 3rd and 30. Yep.
Great hit there by A.J.
Great
Brown.
hit.
He was there right as the ball got there. Perfect timing and broke that pass up. And now you got a 3rd and 25.
That's a great bang play there. He sees it, diagnoses the play, and lays the boom. It's going to be 3rd and 30. And if you didn't have anything on your play sheet for 2nd and 30, you're not going to have anything for 3rd and 30.
Look for a run here. I think they're going to try to run the clock down. Raiders only have 1 timeout.
Yep. Oh, it's going to be.
I'm wrong again. It is a quarterback run.
Yeah, I think he's past the line of scrimmage. No, yeah, past the line of scrimmage, and he shakes one, and finally it's driven out with 2 flags coming in on the play. Motor gets so explosive. They have a hard time bringing him down. The dual sport athlete, like we talked about, recent dual offer for football and baseball, and it is going to be I think it may be.
His coach can't like that, where he lowers his shoulder here on he's not going to pick it up, and he lowers his shoulder. I'm sure his coach is probably telling him to get down there and just take the yards that he can get. But, you know, flag here, refs conversing again. I mean, there have been a multitude of penalties tonight, and this one I think might be on Brookwood. Looked like Austin Eldridge was pointing something out. And
it's going to be, an illegal block in the back by Brookwood. It's going to be 4th down. The Raiders decline the penalty, and should be maybe a 4th and 20 around there.
The penalty stops the clock, so that's big. The clock would have kept running, and the Raiders would have had to burn a timeout, but they saved that now. And, you know, hopefully they can get into field goal range here in 42 seconds.
Raiders are getting the ball back with 42 seconds. Nick Hester, transfer from Riverside Military Academy, had 100 receiving yards last week. He's back deep, and we saw last week he can definitely move around and get some of these back, but they have a on-punt formation. They got 3 up top, and looks like the Raiders are ready for it. They're actually going to punt it away and almost get blocked by Eric Wan. Nick Hester fields it. He slips, stays up, and gets to the 32-yard line. Raiders are going to have 33 seconds, or 32 rather, on the clock. And last week they didn't have much time on the clock. But again, if you get the ball to one of these guys like Ross Simonio, we saw it last week, his long legs can eat up field. And he's had a good game tonight, and you could go a multitude of ways. That's one good thing about the Raiders. There are no limits on what this offense can do and who you can go to. You got McNeil, Lyons, and Hester in the pattern, as well as Stone McKnight in tight, and Stokes to the left of Rosman. Going to be another shotgun snap here for the Raiders.
New matchup, though. Andre Stewart now on Ross McNeil. I think he was previously guarded by Marquise Kilbrew, so maybe a shot here with the bigger receiver. He's got single coverage up top.
Yeah, Killebrew's a blazer, and he's standing over top Nick Hester for good reason. They're just going to hand it off to Stokes. He makes a move and gets maybe 4 yards. 2nd and 6. They're going to hurry up to the line. I don't think they're going to – oh, yep, they do take that timeout with 23. Nope, they did not. So it's going to run inside 20 seconds here, 17, 16, 15. And it's going to be a 2nd and 6. This may be the last play of the half, and maybe just a run play or a screen. But maybe they can go deep.
A little surprised they didn't, try to score here. Here's a pass. A little surprised they went conservative there, but hey, a great end to the half for the Raiders. They get 2 scores on the stop. They get that onside kick. I would say a great end to the half, given the way the first quarter went. And I think Coach Broome will be happy to only be down 14-10 here. Brookwood will receive the second half kick, but all in all, I think a great end to the half there by the Raiders.
Great first half by the Raiders. Brookwood had the first quarter, but Walton had the second behind the nice leg of Connor Cummins, a 53-yard field goal, followed by the onside kick, and the Raiders are behind 14-10. Brookwood leads at halftime. We'll see you back here after half.
As 46 students across America are diagnosed with cancer every single day.
North Gwinnett 14, Parkview 0.
All right, we're back here with the second half of play just about to start for the Walton versus Brookwood Broncos. Broncos lead 14-10, but Evan Kroll alongside Trip Smith, we saw the Raiders go 10-0 unanswered points. Really impressive. It all started with the 53-yard field goal by Connor Cummins, and then an onside kick, and capped off a few plays later with a touchdown pass to Ryan Polinsky. What did you see in the first half that you liked from the Raiders, Strep?
Well, one thing, man, I think the X factor was Connor Cummins there. I mean, he gets the 53-yard field goal, which was huge to get the field position battle back, and then he gets the onside kick here to set the Raiders up to go score a touchdown. So I think, Connor Cummins having a great game. I think Zach kind of settled into the game. He settled in, started throwing some more balls. Gets that touchdown pass on the play action. I think the Raiders defense adjusted. They see that the running back for Brookwood is getting more touches than he did last week, getting more carries, and they key in on him. They're going to get a few big balls, which we see. They get some big completions, but you limit that running back, and it makes them more one-dimensional. So a great job by the Raiders to adjust and kind of stick in there. They're down 14-0. You could panic, but they stood in there, and now they give themselves a chance to stay close in this game.
The key matchup coming into the game was definitely the boundary battle. You have the cornerbacks versus the wide receivers, and really for both sides, Walton's cornerbacks are very talented, Brookwood's wide receivers are very talented, and vice versa. So you definitely wanted to see that, but you really haven't seen a ton from either side on the perimeter. It's been a heavy dose of run game for both teams, with an occasional throw by Dylan Lonergan and Zach Rosman. And I liked what I've seen so far from both teams, and they both had their bad spots. They both had their good spots, and they've definitely been stringing along. And with Brookwood, you start to see the rust shift off. This is only their second game, so you definitely see them start to improve. In the Raiders, and their third game, they've really put it together. And I think this is something that they expected coming into the game. They expected it to be a hard fight, and if you're down 4 at halftime to the number 9 ranked team in the state, I think you're sitting good for the second half.
Yeah, no doubt. Give yourself a chance to win. That's all you can do, man. Put yourself in a position to have a chance to win. And I think you said it best. It's been a lot of heavy dose of run game. Brookwood obviously very little run game last week. They wanted to establish that early. They got it done. And, so the Raiders maybe not expecting that in the first quarter. They see what's going down. And, a great job by the Raiders, again, to adjust, hang in there, take their punches, but come out and, had a great second quarter, especially there at the end to cut it to 4. So, it should be a very exciting second half set up for a great one.
Keyword there, adjust. Making adjustments is so key. And, both sides have things they have to adjust. We saw it with the Kell game. We saw it with the Pope game. You've got to make adjustments. That's how you win football games. That's how you win football games that you're losing. I'm very interested to see if they stick to their philosophy, but just shift a few plays here and there. And we have about 2:15 left until the third period starts for the Raiders. That Brookwood is going to receive the kick first. And let's talk a little bit about this quarterback duel. Zach Rosman, 2 offers, Vandy and Georgia Tech. Dylan Lonergan, 8 offers, LSU, Penn State, South Carolina among them. Both quarterbacks have played very well, I've thought, so far.
Yeah, I think Dylan Lonergan wins the first quarter. Zach Rosman comes back, wins the second quarter. So a great battle between the two. As I said, we see Zach settle in there, and that's what you need from your veteran quarterback. He's running some play action. Chris Hirschfield, their offensive coordinator, giving some great play calls, letting him run a little bit RPO action. That's what he loves to do, because he can also run not only with just his arm, he can also run the ball. So I thought a great job there. But Dylan Lonergan had a great first quarter, and I thought the Raiders contained him more in the second quarter and put a little more pressure on him. We saw a couple quarterback hits, which you didn't see in the first quarter, and I think that made the difference there in the second quarter, allowing the Raiders to get the ball back and force some punts and some turnovers.
These are 2 point guards at the quarterback position, and you might think, what does that even mean? Isn't every quarterback a point guard? You're both trying to distribute the ball. But what I mean is sometimes quarterbacks like to play a little bit of hero ball, force throws down the field, make themselves the story. These 2 guys are both quiet, kind of reserved guys that are very good leaders, but they like to get the ball to their guys in space. They're not trying to win the game on one play. You saw it throughout. There's a lot of short throws that are high, efficient throws, and they only go deep when they have to, and they work through their progressions very well. So we have 33 seconds until the Raiders will line up for the second half kickoff. Again, Brookwood will receive the kick.
I want to give a quick birthday shout out to my good friend Joe Edgerton. Turns 18 today, and I think he is in the stands, so happy birthday, Joe. But yeah, you said it best. I mean, these guys, they distribute the ball. They're point guards and they're team players. They don't care about their stats. They want to win the game, and that's what makes them winners. Zach Rossman's had a great career so far, so we know Dylan Lonergan, although young, has also had a great career. So just winners, guys that are going to come out here and they're going to help you win a game. So a great quarterback duel. That's what we expected coming in. It's what we've seen so far, and excited to see how the rest of this game goes.
Shout out Joe. I wonder how it feels to be finally legal. I hope you have a great 18. And Connor Cummins has it teed up. He's getting ready to kick it off. We're going to see the Brookwood offense take the field again. Held to 0 points in the second quarter and the back half of the first quarter. And Raider defense stepped up, and we're about to get the second half underway. And here we go. Connor Cummins sends it back into the end zone. Going to be a touchback for the Raiders. Cummins drilling it tonight. And we're going to see Dylan Lonergan and the Brookwood offense and the Walton defense.
Would it be a stretch to say Connor Cummins is the most underrated kicker in the state?
I don't know. He definitely doesn't have the offers of the bigger kickers so far, but I can assume that he's going to get offers just based alone on that 53-yard kick. That is some college-level stuff right there. The Brookwood Broncos are going to come out, and guess what? The shotgun formation. Take a look over to the sideline. Looks like they may be in a running formation with the inline tight end, but we'll see what they do here. The running back, Alexander Diggs, has had a really good game so far in the first half, but they're going to flip it out to Stone Bonner. He's going to get the first down and more. Shoved out of bounds at the 37 or 38-yard line, rather. And Stone Bonner has had a really good game tonight, been really efficient. But again, Dylan Lonergan, point guard, is able to just get it out in the flat, turn it upfield, shoved out of bounds by Austin Eldred. So they already get a first down in the second half.
Yeah, when you have receivers and tight ends like this, you can spread it out. Athletes all over the field. It makes it very easy for your quarterback.
Lonergan sends Morissette and motions a fake to him, and they're going to hand it off to Diggs. Legs churning, but taken down by the stout Raider run defense. And I think one of the more interesting dynamics in football so far in the last maybe 5 to 10 years is the evolution of the tight end. It went from something that was mainly seen as blocking way back when, but it's steadily transformed. You see great players, Rob Gronkowski, George Kittle, Travis Kelce at the pro level over the years, and it's kind of transitioned to being big wide receivers that are very fast and can line up at wideouts but are at tight ends, and that's what Bonner is, and the Raiders have a few of those guys as well.
Looks like an offsides on the Raiders. Looked like they jumped. I think that might be the call, and it is. So it'll set up a 2nd and about 3. But yeah, what you were saying is 100% correct. With the evolution of offenses, we see it at every level. But people want to throw the ball more and more these days, which forces tight ends to become more of a passing threat, and that's what they have been. And you see it at every level. These tight ends have become more hybrid wide receivers than tight ends.
We see Ryan Anderson check into the game, the young sophomore, for the first time. They're going to line up. They show a 4-man pressure. They're going to motion out Alexander Diggs wide, but they throw it instead. That's number 11, Emmanuel Kwarteng, on the catch. And they are across midfield now, moving the chains again. So 2 first downs on the drive. Again, dinking and dunking all the way through.
First and 10 Broncos. There's Huntley in the game for the Raiders.
They're going to hand it off here. Diggs through the middle and close to a first down. He's going to be just short of it. He was brought down by number 25, Pierce Hunley. And we referenced it earlier. Pierce Hunley has had some good plays here and there in run defense. Right there, he wraps up the tackle. He's a big part of a very inexperienced Walton linebacker crew. Coming into the year, the only one that actually played many snaps at the varsity level was Eric Zier, the rover of the Walton defense. He travels all over, often covers the best players for the teams underneath. And linebackers are going to be big this year if the Raiders want to be good, but it's going to be a handoff to Diggs, gets to the outside, first down. And it looks like right there they ran a zone read. The defensive end, Titus McBride, didn't crash, and they handed it to Diggs, and he picks up the first down.
Yeah, they love that read option look right there. They've been running that a lot tonight. That's really where they've gotten the majority of their snaps running the ball. Either the quarterback keeps it or Diggs keeps it. Diggs having a really nice night. He's picking up chunk yards, and the Raiders need to stop the bleeding here, get a tackle for loss or a sack here. But that read option, it has been killer tonight.
He's going to come off the field. Jamal Prothro in the game for him, number 28. He's going to get the carry, go through the middle, and bounces off a tackle, and first down and more. Across the 20, down to the 15 for Jamal Prothro. Checks into the game, and a late flag at the end. It looks like it's on the boundary, and it could be against Brookwood, maybe. I think it's some action there between number 5, Sam, and Bouquet, and Bake, rather, and Marcus Allen, but I think that may be on Allen. If it is, then that play is going to stand up in a big, big run, and they are set up with yet another red zone trip. So a good start to the second half here for the Brookwood Broncos, and the Raiders need to play bend but don't break defense here.
Yeah, Jamal Prothro, he's a nice second option at running back, and missed tackles in the backfield will lead to broken plays, and that's what you see there, about a 15-yard gain after what should have been about a 2-yard loss. So got to make those tackles in the backfield when you get pressure, because the pressure hasn't been coming easy tonight for the Raiders.
Yeah, you need 2 good running backs. You don't need it, but it's nice to have. And the Brookwood Broncos certainly look to have their top 2. They got 4 receivers in the pattern trips at the top. Lonergan's going to look over and get the call. Protho to the right of him, and he will take the snap. It's going to be a play action. He hits Morissette underneath, and Morissette's down on the 5-yard line. They love that little play action short game to him. Morissette is extremely quick, and they just want to get the ball into his hands, and they do it right there, and down on the 5-yard line are the Broncos.
Yeah, that's that RPO action, that read option look with a pass option. It's definitely risen in the ranks in football. It's so popular now because it gives you really 3 options, and with a mobile quarterback like this quarterback, you see that he can either hand it off, take the ball, or he can get that right there to his really quick receiver. So, a great play call there, and kind of gashing the Raider defense here on this first drive.
Looks like Mbake is going to be up top with Marcus Allen, but it's not going to matter because they're going to hand it off, and he is down. It looks like he maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gained a little bit. It's going to be second down for the Raiders, and despite the nice night tonight from Alexander Diggs. Sorry, that name slipped me. But the Raider run defense has looked really good, and the expectation for this game was to hold him in check. Obviously, 6 yards is pretty unrealistic. It's just a great game to have, and Decula had it. But I think the Raider run defense has looked really good tonight.
Yeah.
He's going to look over, get the call. He looks back at the sideline, and they're going to flip it. So Diggs goes to the right of Lonergan. They're going to send number 10, Jack Spike, in motion. They're going to hand it off.
Nice.
And Jonathan Chester's in the backfield. It looks like he got a little bit of helmet. And number 15, Diggs, is going to have to come off the field. As soon as your helmet comes off, you've got to leave the field to play, I think.
Yeah.
Not 100% sure. I'm not a rules savant. But he is going to come off the field. So I could be right about that one. I could be wrong. But it's going to, regardless, it's going to be 3rd and goal from the 7. And listen, if they get a stop here, that's great. Bend but don't break defense from the Walton defense. But again, it's not over yet. You got one more play to go. Lonergan takes the snap, or he's going to take the snap, but he looks off.
That was a great stop by Chester there. Fans may want a face mask there, but I think he got below his helmet there. So a close call, but a great stop. Don't miss tackles in the backfield, and Jonathan Chester didn't.
Protho to the right of him. Looks like the Raiders are going to bring 5. Zaire off the stunt, and it's going to be incomplete. Maybe it's a fumble. It's going to be incomplete, I think. Yep, Pierce Hunley looked like the first one of the ball and broke it up, and they're going to send in the kicking team. Or no, they're not. Lonergan's going to stay on the field.
Got popped. He was down at the 1. Ball came out, but I think the ball forced the fumble. He was already on the ground when he forced the fumble. So a big stop here coming for the Raiders if they want to keep the Brookwood Broncos out of the end zone. They're likely going to look for that RPO action again, or you could possibly see the quarterback hop under center here. We haven't seen it much, and he is going to go under center here. And the Raider crowd gets into it.
4th and 1, goal to go. Big, big play for the Raiders. They're going to hand it off. Number 15, Diggs, dives into the end zone. It's going to be a touchdown, Broncos. They get their first score since the first quarter and extend their lead to 21-10. Or 21-10, pending an extra point.
Yeah, they got good push on the defensive line, but the O-line just enough to get Diggs in there. And, that one hurts. But overall, a tough drive for the Raiders. Brookwood got too many big plays, too many chunk plays, and Diggs I thought Diggs had a great drive there, and he capped it off with the touchdown.
Definitely getting some confidence back this week. Diggs has had a great game. He's got 2 scores on the day, and we didn't think coming into the game that they were going to be much of a run team. We thought they were going to rely on Lonergan, but Diggs has had a great game, and off the edge, almost a block for Marcus Allen. Just missed it, but the point after is good, and the Brookwood Broncos lead the Raiders 21-10 here, 6:45 left in the third quarter, and then we'll get to see the Raider offense and Zach Rosman for the first time in this half.
Well, that drive took 5 minutes, 15 seconds off the clock. A great drive, methodical, but they got chunk plays, and that's what you can't have against one of these teams because you get it to a 3rd and 6, a 3rd and 7. You put pressure on the quarterback, but when they're in 1st and 10 or 2nd and short every time, it's very, very tough to stop a quarterback who has no pressure on him. So, obviously not a great drive there, but the Raiders need to respond here and keep this momentum that they had heading into halftime.
Yeah, you don't like to think about what happens here if they don't get a score. The game is not over, but you think about that 5-minute 15 drive, or 5 minutes and 15-second drive. Wow, by the Broncos, as Tripp just mentioned. And if you don't score here, it's very, very possible that Brookwood takes it at least to the end of the third quarter. So a score here is big, and they're going to have it teed up here. Getting ready to kick it off. It looks like Nate Lyons and Nick Hester ready to return. And this is a big drive for the Raiders. They got to get something going here.
Yeah, definitely. This is a huge drive. I've said it all night, but it looks like there might be a timeout on the field here. Officials discussing something, but this is going to be a big drive. Rosman had some momentum going into the half. You want to keep those, play action, kind of what Brookwood is doing with this RPO action. A.J. Brown running the ball really well, and I think they need to keep that balanced attack that they had going into halftime. That's what seemed to work, and if the Raiders can get a score here, set their defense up, they'll give themselves a chance to win. But down 11, no need to panic. Stay in there. Do what you did in the second quarter there, and just, have a nice drive here and let Zach work. That's what you want to do. You want to let him work and go through his progressions, go through his reads. You got to give him time, which they did. And, so obviously a big drive, but, just got to stay in there. Keep taking your punches.
Brookwood's got it lined up. And it's off. It's going to be right down the middle. Line drive to Nate Lyon, who drops it, picks it up across the 20, 25, 30, 35, and finally spun down at about the 37-yard line. What looked really bad to start off ended up being good. Raiders set up with excellent field position. We're going to get to see Jeremy Heklinski, actually. The young freshman's going to enter the game as Nate Lyons is down. That's something you don't want to see. But we're going to see Jeremy Heklinski enter the game. In 2 games so far, he's had 3 drives, and he's scored on all of them. 2 touchdowns, 1 field goal. Had an impressive back shoulder throw to Stone McKnight last week, and he certainly can play. And with 2 talented quarterbacks, you're going to have to give both of them reps.
Yeah, don't want to speculate here, but Nate Lyons goes down. He had a really nice return at the start of the game, and then a really nice return there. Hope he's all right, but a great player, great young player, and hope he's all right.
Not really sure what it is there. We've seen cramping a lot from players as due to the long break. Cramping is going to be more common. I don't know if that is one. I'm just completely guessing. I am a doctor by no means, but injuries have hit the Raider team hard, as it will in football, but it's a next man up mentality. So whoever's next for the Raiders has to step up here in this spot. Down 21-10 to Brookwood, 6:35 left in the third quarter. And a good sign. It looks like he's going to get up under his own power and walk off. So it looks like Nate Lyons is going to be fine. Good sign for the Raiders, completely unassisted in walking off. And now we're going to turn back to Jeremy Heklinski. And that's
Rosman actually
Rosman's actually in there. So definitely looked a little weird. I thought Heklinski was going to go out there before the Lions injury, but he was just around the huddle, and Rosman's out there. We've got Ryan Polinsky in tight. They like him in that little tight end role where he lines up behind the offensive line. That's where he got his touchdown. He kind of blocked a little bit. It's a block and release fade, so they really like him there. Great to see him get his first touchdown, but Rosman takes the snap. Quarterback power right up the middle. Gets to the 42-yard line. Kept the legs driving. Going to be a 2nd and 6 from about the 42-yard line. And they really like to get Rosman outside the pocket. But you've seen more design runs this week. A lot of quarterback power where there's no option to hand it off to Stokes. And in weeks previous and in last year, you don't really see that. So it's kind of cool to see the evolution of Rosman as a runner. And something to keep an eye on. It seems like Killebrew has permanently switched over to Nick Hess here. 2 burners covering each other. And Andre Stewart over the top of Ross McNeil. So Rosman is going to look it off. Going to change up his call, and at the top of your screen, Stone McKnight, Ross McNeil, Nick Hester at the bottom, Stokes to the right of Rosman. Rosman makes a check at the line of scrimmage, changing the protection. He is going to get a play action. He's going to hit Nick Hester, who bobbled it and caught it. It's inside the 40-yard line. Nick Hester, big play. Killebrew is playing off on that snap, and he beat him on the inside, and this is a big gain for the Raiders.
Yeah, those slants are tough to guard no matter who it is, but when you have a guy with the speed of Nick Hester, I mean, you got no chance when he gets in front of you. And, great ball there by Zach and a big play, chunk play. You needed that right there. Nice first down pickup. But, when they're playing off you, you got to take what they give you. And, Nick with a great slant route there.
It's pick your poison. Last week, Stone McKnight had a very big game, as did all 3 of them, really. We haven't heard as much from McKnight, but that's because they're shadowing over him. And Nick Hester's had a pretty good game. They're going to hand it off to Stokes, makes a move inside the 38-yard line, it looks like. It'll be a 2nd and 8 now for the Raiders. Nice little drive. And you're going to see Nate Lyons check back into the game for Stone McKnight. Great news for the Raiders. And it's actually Stone McKnight's going to stay on the field, and Ryan Polinsky is going to come off. So McKnight lines up in that little tight end role behind the offense, and Rosman getting the play.
It's been tough sledding here for Braylon Stokes running the ball tonight. Hasn't broken any big ones. Hope to see him break one here.
Yeah, Brookwood really bringing pressure, making Rosman beat him with his arm. He's played well thus far. It's going to be play action rollout. He is going to throw to Stone McKnight, who turns it up inside the 10, 5, touchdown, Stone McKnight, and the Raiders. Big opening second half drive touchdown. Stone McKnight with his 2nd touchdown catch as a Raider, and Zach Rosman has 2 on the night. They're going to line up to go for 2, and that's a big-time call from Chris Hirschfield. He's shoving Rosman out of the pocket, basically, making him operate his best, and he finds Stone McKnight wide open there.
Well, that's what we've been talking about all night is that play-action pass, and it's almost like a jump pass, shades of Tim Tebow. Rosman actually going to come off the field here. They're going to look to do a little bit of maybe a wildcat set, but, yeah, we're talking about that play-action. I mean, it's just deadly with Rosman. He is absolutely having a night. Really good for him. Great kid and a really good quarterback.
Interesting formation. You got Pierce Hunley, who played running back on the freshman and JV teams as well. A.J. Brown takes snap, and he's going to dive in. 2-point conversion. Good. The gamble pays off, and the Raiders are down by 3 points. Momentum is swinging in Raider Valley, and we've got 2 of the state's best dueling it out. 21-18 Broncos after a long Raider touchdown drive. 4:27 left in the third quarter.
Well, how about Zach Rosman? I mean, he's been the past 2 weeks. He hasn't been playing his best. He knows it. What a game from this kid tonight against the number 9 team in the country. A great teammate, a great player, and he has shown the country why he is one of the more underrated quarterbacks. Great player, and he is having an absolute night on the ground and through the air. So really good for him. That's what you want to see from the Raiders. And, hopefully a big stop here can get the ball back in his hands because he is making plays tonight. Great job.
And I said at the top of the broadcast how or not at the top. After his first touchdown pass, that it was his 5th. I was wrong. It was his 4th. So that is his 5th score on the year to his 7 last year. He has 22 in the blue and red. Connor Cummins is going to tee it off here. Great sign for the Raiders, and you've got to stop Brookwood here. Hold them to 3, and the Raiders can maybe go grab the lead with a touchdown drive. So we talked about how they needed a touchdown on that drive. They go and get it, and one of the state's best, Connor Cummins, is going to walk up and kick it off. And we are away, and it is going to be another kick into the end zone. Killebrew has had no chance to return tonight. Cummins has been on fire. He's drilling everything. We get to see the Raider defense yet again this half.
Well, we were told Connor Cummins was dealing with a little bit of a hamstring strain. Clearly no effect there tonight, Evan. I mean, kid is just pounding the ball, pounding it through the end zone. Hit that 53-yarder. Connor Cummins having a night.
And that first offer this week is definitely not going to be his last, and it's not going to be his biggest. He has played great football so far this year, and he's a big reason why the Raiders are 2-0 and are in this contest right now. So lining up, cover 0 look for the Raiders with K. Thompson. Haven't really called his name much tonight. He's been pretty sound in coverage. The last 2 games he was excellent. One of the best players on the defense, and they check it. They are going to throw a pitch, and K. Thompson right on cue. Just misses it, but he affects the play. Jonathan Chesser gets the tackle, and Chesser's had a great game thus far.
Yeah, K. Thompson there, that was a great play. Although he doesn't get credit with the tackle, he breaks the play up, slows it down a little bit. They pick up 3, but if he hadn't been there, looking like a gain of about 10. So a great play there. He could have made the tackle, but slows the play down. So, gets it at a 2nd and long. Very
speedy guy. That's what they like about him, is how he's able to contain the sideline, and he does it right there. They're going to come out. They're going to look to throw, and Lohner gets pressure by Titus McBride. He's going to throw it downfield. Austin Eldred intercepts it. Austin Eldred with his first pick of the year, and the Raiders are firing on all cylinders. The Kennesaw State commit, with his first interception on the year, like we said, had 6 last year, led the region. And what a better time. He breaks on the ball right there. Lonergan misses his receiver a little bit, and it's a costly mistake as the Raiders are set up inside the Bronco territory.
Well, he was guarding one of the best receivers in the state, Morissette, and he just broke on that ball perfectly. It was a little bit underthrown, but Austin Eldridge gets under that ball, makes a really nice catch. I mean, that was a tough catch to make. And now the Raiders are inside Brookwood territory, and who would have thought after being down 14-0, the Raiders have a chance to take the lead on this drive. Don't want to count our eggs before they hatch, but a great stop there by the Raiders, just what the doctor ordered, a turnover. And now Zach Rossman will lead his team back onto the field with a chance to take the lead.
We see Preston Evans out there lining up in that tight end role for the first time. It all started with the Titus McBride pressure to collapse the pocket and make Lonergan get outside the pocket, which is so important that he can't operate from one of that. But it looks like there's going to be a timeout on the field called by the Raiders. So second timeout, or rather first timeout, 2 timeouts remaining. And that's a really great play by Aldred. It flips the field, and you can feel the energy in Raider Valley. Not as many people as here as you'd want to because of COVID and the limited amount, 30% capacity for a stadium. But we are feeling every single one of these near 900 fans.
Yeah, not as many people, but, I mean, it feels loud in here. I don't know if it's just me, but it feels loud in here. It feels like the parents are really getting into it. I can hear the student section. And, as the Raiders have clawed their way back into this game, it seems like the energy is turned up, the sideline giving good energy. And, when there's not as many fans, you have to create your own energy. I've heard, countless college coaches talk about it. When there's not any fans in the building, you have to create your own energy, and I think the sideline's done a great job of that. And, the Raiders now with a chance to take the lead after this timeout.
I'm going to pat myself on the back a little bit here. I said never to count out Daniel Bruner, and with some unorthodox calls, he just finds a way to manage to stay in these games. This is a big-time game. I know a ton of people are watching right now because there are a ton of implications in this game. Brookwood had a great start to the year, top 10 team in the state. Raiders looking to get ranked after a potential win. It would do wonders for them, but they're going to line it up here. 1 receiver split wide, 2 tight ends, lined up in the backfield. This looks like a maybe pistol look for the Raiders. He's going to look to the sideline. First, I think that's the first. Oh, wow.
A little trickeration.
Oh.
He's got 11. That's Stowe McKnight.
Oh, That is a great, great call. He's going to drive inside the 5-yard line.
What a call.
Zach Rosman has looked over to the sideline time and time again to get calls like that. They snap the ball to Stokes. He hands the ball back to Rosman, and it's a deep shot to McKnight.
You just said it, Evan. Never count out Coach Daniel Bruner, and he proves right there why he might be one of the best coaches in the state. Great call. We're looking over at our offensive coordinators. What a call. They fake the look over, which Rosman has been doing all night. They snap it directly to the running back, who tosses it back on a flea flicker look and has Stowe McKnight wide open, and the Raiders are down to the 4. Awesome call. That got me hype right there, Evan.
Yeah, that was awesome. And Chris Hirschfield is a wizard calling the plays for the offense. And great, great play to set up the Raiders inside the 5. They are Wildcat formation. Snap to A.J. Brown. Makes a move, drives inside, and he is
just short.
Depending, I think it's going to be just short, like Tripp said. He might be on the 1-yard line. They really like that Wildcat look with A.J. Brown tonight, something we hadn't seen before, but he's gotten more running back snaps than we're used to, and he's done a lot with them, and he's going to keep them on the field for another one.
Well, I'm going to give a shout-out to my little brother, number 42, Cooper Smith. He told me there might be a new wrinkle in the offense tonight, and he did not disappoint with that take.
Shout out to Cooper. We got Pierce Hunley lined up to the left. A.J. Brown going to take it, bounce it outside, inside, and he can't stretch out to the pylon. Great defense by Killebrew to force him out of bounds. It's going to be 3rd and goal from the 2, and they're going to send Rosman back in as well as McNeil, and we're going to get a more traditional look here on this 3rd and goal from the 2.
Well, Killebrew shows right there why he's one of the highest touted players in the country. I mean, he gets from the middle of the field and gets over to make that tackle to actually lose a yard. Great play there by Killebrew. It shows why he's committed to Georgia, one of the best programs in the country. But, you know, back with Rosman and Brown into the game, and a 3rd down here. The Raiders can take the lead. They're already in field goal range, so, you know, a touchdown would be huge here.
Rosman's going to line up, no one wide, but Ross McNeil to the left of the pattern. Stone McKnight to the right. He's going to snap it. It's going to be a little play-action fake. And he is not brought down yet.
Oh, my
God.
God.
My goodness.
Oh, my God.
Zach Rosman. What a play.
How about that kid, man?
What a play. Breaks the sack. They had him all over on the 15-yard line, and the coaching staff is excited. That's awesome.
Well, we just talked about it. Zach Rosman having a great game, great kid, but I was going to say great job just to eat the sack and take the 3. Zach Rosman had other ideas. He spins out of the sack, and I don't even know who caught that touchdown. I think it may have been Stone McKnight.
Yep.
He spins, gets the throw off. I mean, that was an elite throw. 3 touchdowns for Zach Rosman. How about that kid, man?
What a great game. That's Zach Rosman's career high in touchdown passes, I believe, 6 on the year, and Raider Valley is alive. The Raiders take the lead 25-21, and Zach Rosman is a playmaker. I wouldn't be surprised, again, like we said, Coach is watching this game. Take a look at Zach Rosman.
Well, the Raiders on a 25-7 run right now ever since, is that correct? I'm not even sure if that's correct.
No, you're right.
Nevertheless, the Raiders up 25-21. Zach Rosman putting on a show right now, and a kid that is having a great, great game. And the Raider defense will trot back out after this kick by Connor Cummins, but you know, defense has the momentum, offense has the momentum, and Brookwood right now looks like they are a little bit stunned.
We're right next to the coaching staff, and they are fired up. 25-21 Raiders. Connor Cummins going to tee it up, and all the momentum is on the Raiders, and the Brookwood sideline is looking a little quiet. So Cummins is going to come and tee it off, and we are hearing all of the Raider fans. And it's going to be another kick into the end zone. Cummins is drilling it, and the defense has got some energy, and they're going to take the field. But 25-21 lead, you're very excited, but you can't get too amped up. You can't let it affect your play. Brookwood's very capable, and listen, they put 21 points of their own on the board. Everyone on the team has looked good, and you got to respect them.
Hey, like we said, we were talking about when the Raiders were down to stay in it, stay focused. Same thing when you get up. You can't get too high, can't get too low. Raiders need to stay in there, battle like it's 0-0, and try to force another turnover, force a punt here, get the ball back in your offense's hands because the offense is on fire.
Lohner, again, like we said at the top of the broadcast, is calm, cool, and collected. He has a ton of poise, and he's engineered several game-winning drives over his very young career, so he's going to look to the sideline, and he's got the play call now. Hands off. I think that's Diggs on the carry. Breaks a tackle. He's going to get outside 35, and he is finally dragged down by Kay Thompson near the 50-yard line. Great run there by Diggs.
We talked about it. Missed tackles in the backfield will just kill you, and that's what we saw there. Looks like he may be cramping up a little bit there after a tough tackle, but you can't miss tackles in the backfield like that. That was a tough angle, but you know that should have been about a 3 or 4 yard loss, and it turns into about a 25-yard gain. So those are killer for a defense, but luckily it was only on first down. The defense, that was their first play. So
he's going to check out of the game now. He took himself out. It looks like he's pulling up lame on his leg. So we're going to see that's Prothrow rather in the game. He's going to break a tackle, get upfield across the 50-yard line. Impressive run there. And I hope Diggs is all right, but Prothrow has been good in his own right today. And it's going to be 2nd down and 4 for the Broncos.
Yeah, it's tough to bring these guys down on one tackle. I may be selling the Raiders defense a little short here, but you know these guys are bouncing off tackles. They are tough to bring down, but you know good stop there and 2nd and long.
Again, another cover 0 look for the Raiders. They're all in man coverage. They are going to break up a pass. Kay Thompson. I love it. Kay Thompson breaks up the pass and lets the Brookwood know about it. He's here. He's fired up, and he makes plays.
Well, we hadn't called his name tonight that much, but last game we did. There he reminds us that he is still a great player and makes a great play on a bigger player there. That was that tight end we'd been talking about, so a 3rd and long here.
3rd down and 6. Buck and the Broncos dial up, or are the Raiders going to get off the field? Lonergan gets the call. He's going to make the check at the line of scrimmage. Austin Elcher backs off the last second. He's going to throw, and it's an incomplete pass. Marcus Allen breaks it up, and the Raiders' surge continues.
There's that man, D1 athlete, obviously super good player. Breaks that. That's perfect timing. I mean, you know, that was right on time. No pass interference there, and you know, Marcus Allen proves why he is highly touted. So Raiders should get the ball back here. You might want to look for a fake on this punt, though. You never know what could happen here. It's a pretty close situation at about the 48 of the Raiders, so you need to watch for a fake. They line up with 3 receivers, which is very odd for a punt formation, but looks like the Raiders are covering that and ready for any trickeration here.
Watching Marcus Allen this summer, he's about as calm, cool, and collected as a player can be. And they're going to drop the snap, and it's going to be picked up by Eric Wan. He's going to take it inside the 25-yard line, and the Raiders are back. Here we go, 25-21, almost in the red zone.
I mean, a total collapse by Brookwood right here. They are falling apart at the seams, and the Raiders are having a night right now. Great recovery there by Eric Wan. He picked it up and ran for about 10 more. A great player in his own right. Very good defensive lineman. And Raiders set up at the Brookwood 24. Great field position. Up 4. They can take a 2-possession lead here. And as we said earlier, the coaching staff is losing their minds here in the booth. Me and Evan are loving it up here. And in comes Rosman.
I was rooting right there for the defensive tackle Eric Wan touchdown.
No.
You always want to see a lineman get one, but regardless, you're going to put the hot hand back on the field. Zach Rosman, 3 touchdowns, career high here, I believe.
There was 12 men on the field when they came on, so I think it's going to be a 5-yard penalty on the Raiders. Yep. Illegal substitution, I believe, on the Raiders.
Yep. All right, so they're going to back up 1st and 15 from the now 28-yard line, just outside the red zone. And the Raiders have all the momentum. And you come into one of these games, you know, you read all the articles, you see everything out there, how good Brookwood is, how good they played in their first game. But that's not what this team is about. They're undaunted, and they know that they belong on this field. You know, and you can't go on the field thinking you're playing against a superior. You're playing against your equal. And they've proved themselves to definitely be their equal. They're leading by 4 points in the game, 25-21, with about 1:13 remaining in the 3rd period. And Zach Rosman's going to take it from under center. 2 receivers to the right of the pattern. Stokes to the right of him.
Here's where your playmaker's got to come up big.
He's going to take another quarterback power, get just up to the 21-yard line. It's going to be a 2nd and about 8 for the Raiders. Nice little play there on 1st down to get the lost yardage back. And we'll see what they go with here. they're going to send Ross and McNeil to the other side of the formation, and as well as Stowe McKnight.
Yeah, nice play there to get back to the original line of scrimmage. I like these powers with Zach Rossman, obviously a capable runner. They get some push with the up front with the offensive line. Looks like the defensive line for Brookwood's a little bit gassed here, and that comes with only playing one game. The Raiders have double the experience so far this season.
He's going to delay, handoff to Stokes. He gets outside, makes a move, gets inside the 20-yard line. And like you were talking about, defensive line looks a little tired, and that's a big thing. That's why we won the Kell game, is the defensive line got tired, the offensive line didn't. And they kept creating holes in that Kell D line to power through the game. This is where you have to bear down. Everyone's tired, but the winner of the game is going to be the one that pushes through. So there are about 14 seconds left in the third period, and it looks like the Raiders are just going to let it go to the fourth quarter. It's going to be 3rd and 7 when we come back. Raiders up 25-21. Put your fours up. We're in for a good one in Raider Valley. Great start to the season so far. 2-0. Chance to go 3-0 right here against one of the state's best in Tripp. What are you looking for here if you're Coach Daniel Bruner from your team in the fourth quarter?
Well, I'm looking for, a 3rd and 7 conversion right here. You got to take it one play at a time. Can't get ahead of yourself too much. You don't want to think about the win just yet. You need to get a score here. 3 would give you a 7-point lead. You're okay with that. But you want to get a 2-possession lead. That would be huge here, and I think that's what Coach Bruner's wanting. We saw some trickeration. Wouldn't be surprised if I saw something here. Maybe a shot to the end zone. This defensive line is being worn down, though, so wouldn't be surprised if I saw a draw or a delayed handoff here, which may surprise some people. But coaches love to call that inside the red zone and 3rd and long situations to possibly set up a field goal. But also, with the way that A.J. Brown has been running, wouldn't be surprised if he picked up a first down.
Just got a text from former Raider David Sickles, former teammate of Tripp Smith, and I'm going to shout him out really quick. David was a great shooting guard for Walton. He's now a baseball pitcher for the Center Colonels, I believe, in Kentucky, Dansville, I believe. So shout out, David. We miss you. Basketball team's going to miss you this year. But nonetheless, Raiders have a red zone trip at the 20-yard line, 3rd and 7, 25-21 Walton, with 12 minutes, or just the start, actually, of the fourth quarter. And I'm scanning the field for Rosman, and I don't see him. They're going to go Wildcat with A.J. Brown and Pierce Hunley in the backfield. It's a gutsy call on 3rd and 7, Tripp.
Yeah, no doubt, but a Wildcat, which has worked tonight. I like the call, actually.
He's going to take it. He gets outside, and it looks like he's going to take it up for a pass, but he doesn't. He gets outside. Pierce Hunley throws a block, sheds a tackle inside the 10-yard line. Tripp Smith is right. Yet again, 1st and goal from the 7. Great call right there, and we see it again. You have the option on that play to throw the ball, and I think that's something that we could see in weeks coming up. Put that in your back pocket. They haven't thrown it yet, so it's not really on the tape for other teams. So let's keep an eye on that as the weeks go on. But A.J. Brown has had a great game so far. I'm not keeping track of stats, but he's got to be close to 100 yards rushing. He's had a great game so far. It's going to be a timeout on the field, I believe, or an injury timeout. Looks like Brookwood, number 23. That is Josh Verissimo. That's a name. He's injured. He looks to be standing, so it looks to be maybe an abdominal injury. Hope all the best for him. But 1st and goal from the 8 here, Tripp. What are you looking for from the Raiders?
Well, I'm looking for, something with Zach Rosman to possibly roll out. We've seen it tonight. He loves the rollout. He loves rolling to his left, and that's where he's most comfortable. Problem is they're at the left hash here, so you might look for a roll to the right here, and that's been what is working for the Raiders. And some of those jump passes to we had one to Polinsky, and then the one where Rosman spins out and gets it to McKnight. So the Raiders clearly like to be in shotgun here in the red zone, and I'm looking for Rosman to throw a touchdown here. But that last play, that fake throw off the Wildcat where they look for. I remember vividly when we used to run that play with Dominic Blaylock, former four-star who went to Georgia. I remember one of those plays a couple years ago that worked where Dom, I believe, either caught or threw the touchdown, but a great play call there. And as you said, Coach Hirschfield is a wizard.
Lot of people texting me right now about the game. They're really excited. Going to be a handoff to A.J. Brown. He's going to get inside the 5-yard line. So this is going to be the last time I'm going to do a shout-out, but Shout out to the Weidmans. They're watching.
Yep.
And also shout out to Pierce Sperlin, former Walton football player,
Yeah.
sophomore in Florida. We miss you, Pierce. We wish you were here playing right now. But I know you're killing it down there in Florida. So it's going to be a 2nd and 4 goal-to-go situation. Rosman has Stokes and Ross McNeil in the formation. Stowe McKnight and Ryan Polinsky also in. And the offensive line has to come up big here down in the red zone.
Looks like A.J. Brown is heading to the tent. Looks like he's favoring that right ankle, so hopefully he's okay. He's been running the ball like a madman tonight.
And the Athletic, they're going to hand it. Oh, read option.
Wow.
Rosman into the end zone. Hello, Zach Rosman. If you were going to have a coming out party, this is it. Zach Rosman, 4-touchdown game, putting the Raiders on the map and putting his name on the map. 31-21.
Well, if you had any doubt about Zach Rossman, that should be erased tonight. Playing an absolute great game, and so proud of him. He's such a great kid, has a great story, and has the Raiders up. Going to be 11 after Connor Cummins knocks down this field goal, extra point, excuse me. And he puts it through, so great job by the Raiders. They take a 2-possession lead, and Evan, the momentum is just flipped on its head since the beginning of this game.
We talked about Lonergan so much coming into this game, and he's played a great game in his own right, but the best player in this game by far has been Zach Rosman. He's created plays out of nothing. He's been great, and it really shows to do what you can do with patience as a quarterback, or with what a coaching staff does when they put the patience in a quarterback. He had a great freshman year behind Austin Kirksey, the Nevada commit, now University of Georgia quarterback. And his second year was his first year starting, and it was a little bit shaky. There were some highs, there were some lows, but he's really, really putting it all together tonight.
Oh, no doubt. This is, like you said, a bit of a coming out party possibly for Zach Rosman. Last year had a bit of a shaky start, and this year has left no doubt so far. Has his team up big here, 11 points with just under 11 minutes to go against the number 9 ranked Brookwood Broncos. Now the defense has a chance to make a huge stop here as Connor gets ready to kick this one through the back of the end zone.
Well, he's got fans here in Evan Kroll and Tripp Smith, and I'm guessing we're not the only fans he has tonight. Connor tees it up. He's coming forward. He's going to kick it off, and I'm going to bet touchback. And, of course, it is a touchback. So I stay perfect on my bets for the season. I mean,
that was Connor's worst kick of the night, and it was a touchback. So.
Yeah, so I'm not going to talk anymore about Connor because I'm clearly going to jinx him, and we don't want any of that. So, Connor, I'll talk after you do stuff, but we're going to see the offense for Brookwood come back onto the field, and it's not panic time yet, but there's got to be a sense of urgency. Down 2 scores, 10:52 left in the fourth quarter. You've got to feel some anxiety if you're on the Brookwood sideline.
Yeah, sense of urgency is the key here. No need to panic yet, but got to get a score here. Oh.
It's going to be a big pickup, and it's going to be Stone Bonner.
Man, what a player he's been tonight. He's had multiple catches, big chunk plays, and he breaks one tackle and gets down the sideline again. Those broken tackles are really killer there. So, a big pickup, and like we said, no need to panic, Brookwood. You just need to take your time and do what you've been doing this season.
Yeah, you were one big play away from developing your rhythm, and right there, inside the Raider 45-yard line, and they're going to take the snap, hand it off. It's going to be Diggs again. Slips right there. Raider D-line all over it.
That was a big collision down there, and great tackle there. Got him down right at the line of scrimmage, so it'll set up a 2nd and 10, but that's the way you respond after a big play. You don't get down. You just stay the course, and good job there. Number 15, that is going to be, Alexander Diggs, the running back tonight. He comes off, and in comes Rothrow. Really nice backup running back.
So it's going to be Lonergan under center, 3 receivers in the pattern. He's going to throw it. Oh, just missed Sam and Bake over the top, and they've kind of done that a lot tonight. you've got the little action on the backside, short underneath, whether it's a running back swing, whether it's that short little flat route, and then you throw a slant route. It's really productive, but Lonergan just misses and baked there, and I've been really impressed by him tonight.
Evan, I don't know about you, but I've been kind of surprised at the lack of downfield shots that Brookwood has taken. In the film that I had watched, they were taking a lot more downfield shots down the middle of the field. Tonight it feels like, they're not being themselves on offense here.
Yep, the Raiders have done a great job. They've played man-to-man most of the night. Lonergan's going to roll out, and it looks like he's just going to – he throws it upfield. Wow. It's going to be a catch by number 10, Jack Spike, and that's special. We talked about why Lonergan was ranked as a pro-style quarterback rather than a dual threat. It's that right there. He could easily run and get some yardage, but he keeps his eyes downfield, and he finds Jack open for a big first down. And like we said, he's a thrower that can run, not a runner that can throw.
Well, there was that downfield shot I just talked about. They did get about 20 there, so good play there. But, yeah, you see why Lonergan is kind of an interesting, not dual threat, but also not a full pro-style quarterback. He can do it all, and that's why he's one of the best players in the state.
He's going to make a college program very happy. Takes the snap, and he's going to throw short. It's going to be number 11, Conley Davis, on the catch. He's had a good game tonight so far, too. Really impressed with Brookwood, but Walton defense is stifling.
Yeah, Conley Davis is a burner, speedster. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but he can beat you on a lot of routes. That time, good coverage. He does pick up 2, though, but really nice tackle there by the Raider defense.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 8 now. 8:52 remaining in the final period of play. Lonergan's going to go, guess what? Shotgun snap. He's going to play action fake. He's looking deep, and it's going to be a touchdown catch for Mbake just over the outstretched arms of, I believe that was number 1, Austin Eldred, and he got beat just a little bit there, and Mbake tacks on another score, and we've got ourselves a ball game in Raider Valley, folks.
Well, apparently I shouldn't have said anything because after I said something, they take 2 deep shots, connect on both. Good throw there by Lonergan, and obviously shows you why he's a great quarterback there. And it looks like they are going to line up to go for 2 to make it a 3-point game. 5-point game doesn't really do anything for you, so they're going to line up and go for 2 here. But a really nice catch and throw and catch there by the Brookwood Broncos.
Yeah, if you're a sports fan, I think you know that what you do has an impact on the outcome of the game. Whether you say something and jinx it on your TV, change your shirt, whatever. So,
Sorry, Raider fans, that's my fault.
Tripp will take the blame on that one. I'll take the
bad.
blame on the Connor Cummins kick, and it's going to be a 2-point conversion try. Lonergan takes the snap, rolls out right, and has a wide open number 10, Jack Spike. Jack Spike making some big plays on this drive, and it's 32-29. Raiders on top, but you see right there, Raiders get an 8-point drive earlier, and Brookwood gets an 8-point drive right there. So some really exciting football being played between what looks like 2 of the best teams in the state.
Yeah, what a great matchup, right? These 2 teams, Walton comes in a little bit underrated possibly on the state level. They've put up a great game, and Brookwood has played like the number 9 team in the state. The Raiders have just played a little bit better. But, this is looking like it's going to come down to a great finish here. And a drive here for the Raiders that you need to chew a little clock here, get it down. 8:40 is a ton of time. If you can get this under 3 or 4 minutes, you would set your defense up in a good situation. But, no need to panic again. Just keep pounding away. And, hopefully this offensive line can start to lean on this defensive line a little bit. We saw on the last drive the defensive line for Brookwood looked a little bit tired. So hopefully that will remain the case as the Raiders need to chew some clock here.
Well, you're putting number 3 back out there for the Raiders, and, you feel good to score. That probably doesn't feel great for Brookwood. He's had a great game tonight, and, I trust him 32-29 lead, but we'll see what happens right here. Kick is away, and it looks like it's going to be Nick Hester, and it's going to be a touchback. So Raiders get the ball at the 20-yard line, and we'll see what they do. Some interesting play design this half, a lot of A.J. Brown runs, some Zach Rosman off play action, and I'm really excited to see what this drive does. It could go a long way in determining the outcome of the game.
Yeah, you don't want to have a turnover here inside your own territory. You want to just take your time. No need to panic here. No need to take a deep shot. But, some runs here. I'm guessing that's what, Coach Hirschfield will be calling here. Want to take a little time off this clock here with just over 8:30 remaining.
So they're going to line up, shotgun look again. Shocking. 3 receivers in the pattern. Stokes to the left of Rosman. He's going to hand it off. It's going to be they're going to throw it to Rosman. He catches it. He's going to turn upfield, get the first down. Little Raider special right there, shades of the Philly special in the Super Bowl versus the Patriots a few years ago. And great play call. Raiders aren't afraid to take chances, and they get a first down right there to move the chains. Zach Rosman's first career reception.
The trickeration has been on point tonight. Every trick play that they've run, whether it be the onside kick or that play right there, they have connected on. So a really good play call. Brookwood not really ready for these trick plays, and it's really helping Walton here after a huge first down to get out of your own territory a little bit.
On that play on film, you're definitely getting an A+ all around the board. They're going to be in zone coverage, maybe it looks like, sending Lions in motion. They're going to hand it off to Stokes, and he gets stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 11. So Rosman doing a little bit of it all here, down late in the valley. 8:20 remaining in the game. He's got a reception. He's done great running and throwing. It's been really impressive so far, but let's talk about his weapons. They've looked really good today. Stone McKnight, 2 touchdown catches. Ross McNeil with some big first down catches, and Braylon Stokes has also played well. So walk me through what you've liked from the weapons for the Raiders today.
I thought Stone McKnight's had a really nice night tonight, as well as Rawson. Rawson maybe not getting all the catches, but he's become a really nice decoy. And there's a sack for the Brookwood Broncos. They take down Zach Rossman in the backfield, and that's a loss of 5. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 16, and clock continues to run, but not what you want to see there, Evan.
This is where heroes are made, right here, 3rd and 16, late in Raider Valley.
Well, I'll tell you who's having a game right now on this drive is Langston Jones, number 71, the big defensive lineman. He's getting a lot of pressure. He had that nice tackle for loss, and he caused some issues there.
Wow, we're going to see
what a
Zach
player.
Rosman come off the field with an apparent injury. They're going to
no.
send Jeremy Heklinski into the game for this 3rd and 16. You hate to see that right there. But Heklinski goes in, and, Heklinski's a great player in his own right. Chris Hirschfield briefing him before he goes in. And, when Rosman goes out of the game and Heklinski comes back in, they feel really good about Heklinski. So Zach Rosman's going to go under the tent. We hope he's all right and able to return soon. Big part of the game today. But Heklinski's going to get the shot on this 3rd and 16.
Yeah, I got to think they're probably going to run it here. I don't think they're going to put Heklinski in a pressure situation and throw it like this. I'm probably going to be wrong on that, but I would guess that you're going to see some kind of designed run here, possibly a late handoff draw or counter. That would be my best bet. But, yeah, Heklinski's had a really nice season when he's coming as a backup. I really hope Zach is all right. I saw him go to the tent. I couldn't tell what he was dealing with, but, hope he is all right. But I'm guessing there's going to be some kind of run play here in a 3rd and 18 situation, and the defense needs to get ready here. They're going to have to stop Brookwood again, as they've done in this second half very well. But I have really liked what I've seen from this Raider offense in the second half, obviously. But, the defensive line there, I thought they may have been getting tired. That drive, they looked to turn it up a notch. Number 71, Langston Jones, a guy that I pointed out. But their entire defensive line really had a good drive there. And, that sets up a tough situation for a freshman quarterback who doesn't have a ton of experience. And he's actually going to be in an empty set, 5 wide receivers. And this is interesting. Maybe a quarterback run.
Like we said, defense, we have got 2 of the state's best here, and while D-lines do get tired, you got to push through it. Brookwood's done a great job tonight, as have the Raiders. We're going to see a 3rd and 16. No help for Heklinski in the backfield. It's going to be 3rd and 16 from the empty set, like Tripp said. 5 wide in the pattern, 3 at the top of your screen, 2 at the bottom. He reads the defense. He's going to take the snap. He looks at Ross and hits Ross and McNeil across the middle. He's going to move towards the first down and get tackled. Looks like maybe 4th and 8 for the Raiders, and they are going to send the punt team on the field. Connor Cummins is going to kick it away. And, that's not a terrible play by the Raiders. No reason to take a chance. Hurt the freshman's confidence. He just gets a nice little completion underneath. And if Rosman can't come back into the game, that's going to be a nice building block for Heklinski as he moves forward. No negative play right there. Just take your losses, punt, and then hopefully stop Brookwood on defense.
Yeah, I thought there would be a run, but that play was basically a run. You get the corners back up, not letting anyone get behind him, and Heklinski gets an easy pitch and catch, and there's going to be another illegal substitution on the Raiders, and that hurts because that backs them up 5 more yards, which could come back to bite them here on this next drive. But 6:23 remaining. Raiders need to get a stop here after this punt. Up 3. You would like to be up by 11 like you were earlier, but Raiders defense has a chance to prove themselves on this next drive.
This is where, like I said before, this is where people are made. This is where the great football players make their names. And, a couple months ago, we didn't even know football was going to happen. So it's got to be great to be in the situation for both teams. You're getting tested, and you get to learn about yourself. And it's going to take a Raider bounce at about the 28-yard line. So we're going to see Dylan Lonergan and the Brookwood offense line it up here. And the Raider defense, who has held Brookwood in check pretty much since the first quarter. I believe they have maybe actually, they've gotten some points in the second half. They've gotten some stuff going, but for the most part, the Raiders have held them in check minus the touchdown drive, the 2 touchdown drives, and the 2-point conversion. But they've got a lot to be proud of today.
Yeah, no doubt. Brookwood's had a great game. 29 points through midway through the fourth quarter is nothing to hang your hats about. But the Raiders need to get a stop here, or at least force a field goal. Can't allow a touchdown here. That would be very bad down. Under 6 minutes now. So
Lonergan takes the snap. He's going to hand it off, but he doesn't. He pulls it back. Zone read. Lonergan loves that zone read concept. He's burned him for a first down a couple of times, and Brookwood gets across the 40 and off to a good start on this possession.
Yeah, that's Lonergan, man. He's just a grinder. He takes it up the middle. He lowers his shoulder. He's not going to slide. He's going to run you over, and that's what he does. That's what makes him special. And a great run. This kid is really good.
He's got some good size on him, 6'2", 195-pound for the young sophomore. Like we said, touched 90 on the baseball diamond. And he is going to, again, zone read across midfield. 45-40, 35-30, picks up a block from Morissette, 25-20, 15-10, 5, touchdown! Wow. What a play. Dylan Lonergan makes a play right there, and the Broncos are back on top.
That read option, it has been working all night, and there's no need to go away from what's working. Don't fix it if it ain't broke. And the Raiders get kind of a taste of their own medicine with that read option, and that is a huge, huge touchdown. The only good that comes out of that is it does leave the Raiders with a lot of time left. That drive only took about a minute and off the clock, but Dylan Lonergan showing right now why he is one of the best players in the state, as I've said, but maybe one of the best players nationally. Young quarterback, only a sophomore, and they're showing that he has a very high ceiling.
So pending the extra point, they could go up by 4-point lead, which would make it a touchdown game. The Raiders would have to get a touchdown to go on top. A field goal doesn't really do them much good in that sense. And Lonergan has a 40-yard QB keeper in the first half, and then he has a 50-yard touchdown touchdown run right there. And one of them was a quarterback power. No, one of them was just a broken play that he took off on, and then he has the zone read right there. So Lonergan has had a great game tonight. And, again, coming into the game, the Raiders knew it was going to be tough to stop him. Number 81 ranked player nationally in the 2023 class. So a very good player in his own right. But we're going to get another shot at the Raider offense, and we're going to see if Heklinski is going to take the field or if Rosman is.
Hoping Rosman can come back out. I haven't seen him come out of the tent, but I could just be missing that.
It looks like I can't really make him out on the sideline there, so he could or could not. I'm not really sure, but it does look like Heklinski is conversing with Stokes. That could be nothing.
I could tell you one thing, though. Zach is going to fight his butt off to get back in this game. He does not want to let his team down here, and he would not be letting his team down, but he definitely wants to get back in this game. He has given his team given his all night, and he wants to finish this game off. And the extra point's good.
Raiders are going to need a touchdown to pull ahead.
Plenty of time here, and it looks like, Heklinski, number 12, is going to be the quarterback, looks like, for the start of this drive. That's very unfortunate for Zach, but we know Heklinski is, capable as well. You hate it for Zach. You hate that he's hurt, but I hope he is doing well. Hope it's nothing serious, and he's had a great game, and no matter what happens, he has been the player of the game, in my opinion.
I totally am with you there, but I think if you look at this game, if you look at some of the stuff that Rosman did as a freshman and some of the big drives he had when Kirksey went down, that's what led to that Vanderbilt offer and an early Georgia Tech offer in his sophomore year. This is a scenario where Heklinski can put this on tape and say, we played the number 9 team in the state of Georgia, and I pulled off a nice touchdown drive here to put us ahead. So it's a big drive for the young freshman.
Yeah, big. If he can get a touchdown here, big confidence booster. He's a very talented freshman, a guy that a lot of people really like. The Raiders have two really good quarterbacks, and never hurts to have two in the stable, and that this shows you why. But it looks like Hecklinski will trot onto the field with the offense, so he will have 5 minutes 38 seconds to try to take the lead here, starting at his own 20.
36-32 Walton, just over halfway through the fourth quarter, or 36-32 Brookwood rather, over the Raiders. And so you got to engineer a touchdown drive here. If you get down there, I can see where taking a field goal might you play the long game, say, okay, if we get that, get a defensive stop, get another field goal. But I'm sure Coach Bruner doesn't want to do math either, and he would much rather just put 7 on the board right here.
Yeah, and that would require a really quick drive. So, if you would take a field goal, you'd have to be down there in under, a minute here. But, they're definitely looking for 6 here.
So they got three in the pattern at the bottom, 1 at the top. He's going to throw a quick screen, and it looks like it's going to be a incomplete pass.
Actually good that it was incomplete there. If he had caught that, he probably would have lost about 3. He was already on the ground, so maybe a smart play there by Alliance to just drop that ball.
It's going to be 2nd and 10 with the clock stopped at 5:36. And Hecklinski is 1 for 2 passing so far, had that nice 8-yard connection with Ross McNew to kind of boost his confidence. And Hecklinski's proven that he can play so far. Like we said, he's already got a touchdown pass last week. He played a great game versus Kell the week before. So he's definitely proven that he can play. We'll see what he does here. 2nd down and 10 under shotgun. Sends Lions in motion. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff to Lyon and gives it to Stokes. Stokes gets through the middle. It'll bring up about a 3rd and 5 now for the Raiders.
Yeah, I like that call. Gets it to a 3rd and manageable for a young quarterback that you need to do, and sets up a 3rd and about 4, which Hecklinski, he converted a couple 3rd downs in the last game and the game before that actually. So he's been in this situation. Good that he's gotten experience, and probably one of the biggest plays of his career thus far right here.
Yeah, he's played very well thus far, and it's all about simplifying things for young quarterbacks. I wouldn't be surprised if they have some action with those 3 receivers, maybe set up an easy throw for him shallow, and that is exactly what they're going to do. They're going to get it in the Lions' hands. He can't get through the block. It's going to be a 4th down, and will they punt? It looks like they will. Yeah, they're going to send the punting formation out, and they're going to kick it away.
Well, guess who on that tackle? Marquise Kilbrew, the Georgia commit. He has been all over the field tonight. Probably, been the best defensive player tonight for Brookwood. He looks like a man among boys out there, and he is showing why he is also a 4-star, highly touted, and his teammates giving him high fives here after a great defensive stop. He read that play like a book.
So Cummins is going to kick it away. He's had some good punts on the night. Hopefully we can get a Raider bounce. Connor, one of the best kickers in the state, as we've already mentioned. He is going to kick it. It's going right up to the returner, and it is going to take a Brookwood bounce at the probably the 39-yard line is where you'd expect to spot that. I didn't see if they threw it backwards.
It's flag on the field as well.
It's going to be at the 32-yard line, like Tripp said, laundry on the field. So we're going to see what the call is right there. But Brookwood gets a shot to ice the game here. 4:04 left in the game, and Raider defense needs to stop.
Very interesting. There's a flag on both sides of the field. This may be some kind of procedure penalty. I'm not sure. The refs are discussing, so I'm very confused here. Not sure what this call is going to be, but regardless, Raiders got to get a stop here. 4 minutes left. This is what separates the men from the boys, and they need to get a stop. They've gotten stops all night when it counted, but last drive, obviously, Lonergan gets a huge touchdown run. Can't allow that here. That would put the game away. Raiders need a stop here, and they're going to show why they are one of the best defensive units in the region.
And they moved the ball. Originally it looked like they were spotting at the 32, but it's at the 38. There was something weird there where it appeared to take a Brookwood bounce, but then it suddenly flung backwards. Maybe that's a Walton player that threw it backwards. I'm not 100% sure, but it's going to be offsetting penalties on both teams. So it will be, I think the ball will still be placed on the 38-yard line. Could be wrong, though.
Offsetting penalties. Looks like number 10, Connor.
Looks like they're going to repunt this one, Evan.
Oh, you are right. Connor Cummins is going to get another shot to punt it, maybe get a Walton bounce this time. Would be a big punt right here. Conley Davis is back deep. He's had a great game so far. He's got some underneath routes. But we don't want to see him catch this one right here. Hopefully we can get a big punt by Cummins.
Yeah, quick update on Roxman. He walks out without his pads on. He's pointing at I believe his right arm.
I think that's his mom he's talking to.
Yes, that's not a good sign there for the Raiders. But here's the punt. It's high, and it's caught. It's returnable, and a missed tackle, and then it's brought down at the 40. So nice play there. Good coverage by the Raiders. I believe Evan Barnes made that tackle there.
Shout out to the long snapper.
He is hype right now, folks. Evan Barnes, the man, the myth, the legend, makes the tackle, and the Brookwood Broncos be set up at their own 40.
That sucks to see Rosman, though. As you see, he's fully out of the pads. I would not expect him to come back into the game, and you know, that's a really tough blow. He was having a great game up to that point, but you know, Huklinski, like we said, very talented. You just got to get a defensive stop here and put the ball back in the young freshman's hand.
Well, Rosman gave his team a chance to win, so
right.
That's all you can ask.
Yep, he definitely did his job. Career game, best of his career, I think, so far. And hopefully it's nothing major. It's going to be a run play to number 15, Diggs, Alexander Diggs. And it's going to be nothing, 2nd and 10. Clock bleeds inside 3 minutes, 30 seconds. It's going to be a injured Raider on the field. I think that is Eric Wan.
Yeah, he's cramping, I can tell.
Yep. Eric Wan cramps quite a bit because he is his body mass is so compact. He's he's an Olympic caliber weightlifter. He's done weightlifting competitions before, so with all that body mass and only a 5'7" frame, it's easy to get cramps. But hopefully he'll be all right. And
it looks like two players actually. A Brookwood Broncos down also looks like he may be cramping as well. But yeah, we go back to Rosman, and you know, really tough to see him come out. I'm sure he's heartbroken right now that he has to come out of this game. But you know, defense gets a really good stop there on the running back. So you know, obviously Diggs has had a really nice night, and you know, stopping him for a gain of 0 is huge. Set up a 2nd and 10 because you know, you get a first down on that run there. That bleeds a lot of clock. Now 3:29 left. Raiders do only have 1 timeout remaining, so they're going to need to get a stop here.
All right, so it looks like they're going to start to come back onto the field. Injured players off it, like we said. And really the trenches determine the rest of this game. You've got to win the battle up front, or else you're not going to win. And if you're Brookwood, you've got to maintain offensive line, or the Raiders are going to shut your run game down. So with the ball on the 40 and 2 injured players taken off, hopefully just minor injuries for both, it's going to be a 2nd and 10 after a no gain by Diggs. So number 28, Jamal Prothrow is in the backfield to the right of Lonergan.
And Diggs looks like he's struggling over on that sideline. He's been a little bit dinged up all game, I think, but you know, having a great game, but dealing with something. That has to be
false start. That's going to be a false start on Prothrow.
That's
he
a big
jumped
penalty.
forward a little bit. Big penalty, like Tripp said. It's going to back him up to a 2nd and 15. And I think he was anticipating a snap there while Lonergan was going up to check the protection. So he jumped forward a little bit, and that's a false start. So 2nd and 15, like we said. And Kate Thompson runs over really quick to Coach Josh Allen, who's the defensive back coach, one of the best coaches in the state of Georgia for position coaches, and he's done a great job with Walton DBs. We're going to get to see them probably get tested here on 2nd and 15.
Yep.
It's going to be Lonergan and shotgun. Looks like he maybe got a Raider to jump, but there are no flags on the field. So we're just going to gloss over that one. He is going to
clock running
now take the snap. He looks to his left and finds, and it's going to be 50, 45, 40. Bonner crosses the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Bonner is in the end zone. It's going to be 42 points for the Brookwood Broncos, and that's really heartbreaking for the Raiders. 2nd and 15 right there. Really long touchdown pass, about 65 yards, most of them coming after the catch. And we knew coming into this game Bonner was going to be an issue, and he gets his second time in the end zone. First was a 2-point conversion, and that is a touchdown. So it's going to be 42-32 Broncos.
Well, Evan, we talked about it all game. Broken tackles, and there's one right there. You know, he probably gets tackled for a gain of about 6 or 7. Instead, it's about a 45-yard touchdown. So killer there for the Raiders. Excuse me, that's more of like a 55-yard touchdown. But you know, you can't have missed tackles, and I'm sure that's what Coach Bruner will be preaching, regardless of this outcome. tomorrow at film study. Terrible missed tackle there by the Raiders.
Yeah, it looks tougher for them. It's not impossible to get back into it, but it makes it much harder. The extra point is good, I believe, and it's going to be 43-32. Brookwood with 2:59 remaining in the fourth quarter here in Raider Valley. And even though it looks bleak for the Raiders, it's been a great showing for them today. They played really well, and they were in the game, and they had a chance to win it against one of the better teams in Georgia.
Yeah, and this game, although it's not over, really tough task for a freshman quarterback, Jeremy Heklinski. Team's down, team's not out of it yet. You're going to have to get a quick score here, but Heklinski with a really, really tough thing to do here to lead your team back when you're down 11. That's a heartbreaking missed tackle for the Raiders, and I'll tell you who's having a game though. Stone Bonner, that kid is playing really well today. I believe he has 2 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, he had 2 catches for 45 yards and a touchdown in week 1. This week he's been much more a part of the game plan, and like we said, they really like those hybrid tight ends, not just Brookwood, but everyone in the country. So good play there for Brookwood, disheartening for the Raiders, but we're going to see Jeremy Heklinski get another shot here to get a touchdown drive going. It's going to be a kick short of the end zone. It's going to be fielded by Nick Hester. He cuts up. It gets to the 25-yard line with a flag coming at the end. Probably going to be on the receiving team when you see something like that.
Yeah, but definitely a block in the back is what my guess is. Pretty nice return there by Nick Hester, who's electric. But, regardless of this penalty, you're going to need a huge play, and I'm guessing they're going to either be in no back set or one back and have 4 receivers wide out. But, going to have to take shots, and that's what Heklinski likes to do. He can really sling the ball, so you're going to need to get a quick score and then possibly an onside kick to have a chance to win this game. But not over by any stretch of the imagination, but it hurts when you don't have Zach Rosman, your guy who led you to this point. So,
right, like you said, but we should take a look forward to next week. Next week they're going to travel, their first away game versus West Forsyth. West Forsyth is a very good team. It's going to be a tough game for the Raiders, but they've definitely proven that they can hang in there in those tough games. So they look to be 2-1 here. I don't want to cross, no I's and T's are crossed and dotted, but that's how it looks right now, 2:53 remaining, and unless the freshman quarterback can get something going, they're going to be looking to rebound next week against West Forsyth.
Well, Raiders have had a very, very tough schedule, and they will continue to have a tough schedule. They got a tough region, but, Coach Bruner said they're up for it, and, they're ready to go. But a tough schedule here. This was a really good opportunity to win. Obviously not over yet, but, this schedule does not get much easier the rest of the way.
Right, like you said, and after this game, we are only 2 games away from region play, and that should be exciting. Raiders in the new region game, and while Zach Rosman isn't playing, he looks to be up and moving. It seemed like he was pointing at his shoulder, so maybe a shoulder issue. I guess we'll find out next week and in the coming days, but Klinski's going to have the ball on about the 7 or 8 yard line. He's going to have Stokes to his right, and he checks the formation, takes the snap, and steps up in the pocket, gets outside, throws it to McNeil. It's going to be a catch, turns up, and down at the about 17-yard line. I don't know if he got enough for the first down there, but he was definitely very close to it. And they got to move in a 2-minute offense here. Got to be moving very, very quick.
Yeah, Heklinski gives you a different look than Rosman. He's a little more mobile, a little bit quicker, but he likes to roll out as well. So kind of fits into the offense well, just like Rosman.
He's going to take the snap here again, roll out like you said, likes to do that. He's going to throw it downfield. It looks like a miscommunication, and it harmlessly falls to the turf. Incomplete pass. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1 from the 17 for the Raiders and the young freshman.
Yeah, obviously 4-down territory, so you kind of got to get moving here. 2:22. You want to get a big play. You want to get chunk yardage, and obviously these corners are going to probably start sitting back a little bit. So it'll give you an opportunity to have some soft coverage, some maybe 10-yard completions. But you see Ross and McNeil here. The defender is 10 yards off him, so you can go there quick, pick up the first down.
We'll see what they do right here. Like Tripp said, 4-down territory. He's going to do a throwback screen to Patrick O'Connell. Patrick O'Connell's going to throw it downfield. Ross and McNeil gets the catch. He's going to make a move. And how about the big man with a 30-plus yard throw? That's Patrick O'Connell, who may be the best offensive lineman.
I think it's coming back. I believe it was a forward pass. I think Jeremy rolled a little bit too far back, which made Patrick have to come up. And I think it was about a 2-yard completion forward pass. And then Patrick threw it. But I think this one might be coming back, which will set up, I'm guessing, about a 3rd and 15 around there.
That's unfortunate, but I think Tripp is right. The big man, who may be the best offensive lineman here in Coach Bruner's tenure, he's definitely up there. He has one scholarship to Culver Stockton so far. He's looking to add on to that list, but he's played well today, has a 30-yard pass, but that's probably going to be coming back. 2:10 left remaining in Raider Valley here, 43-32. Brookwood Broncos in front.
Well, that's every big man's dream, right? To get an opportunity to throw the ball or catch a touchdown or do something like that. So, he made the most of it, got that completion. I hope it stands, but I think it may be coming back here.
They had a really cool play similar to that. They have a very deep playbook. Last year against North Gwinnett, they threw it to Jared Jones, who is an LSU baseball commit, and he made another big pass like that. So they've got a deep bag of tricks, and you see a little bit there, officials conversing, and we'll see what the verdict is.
Yeah, refs conversing a lot here, but there's been way too many penalties in this game on both sides. I'm sure both coaches will be addressing that in this week's practice. Way too many penalties, not a clean game at all. Yeah, illegal touching. So that'll back the Raiders up all the way to I believe, the 3. And now a really, really dire situation here for the Raiders as Hecklinski is in his own end zone with 1 running back, 3 down to the right, 1 up top to the left. And Hecklinski it's a loss of down as well, so it is a 4th and 15. Not gonna be a good situation here. Hecklinski gonna have to make some magic out of his own end zone facing 4th and 15.
Tough stuff. You see Brookwood backing off. Like you said, 4th and 15. They're just playing at the sticks. Hecklinski's just going to take a seam shot, going to fall incomplete, and Brookwood is going to take over on downs at the 3-yard line. 2:05 left in the game. Really tough stuff down the stretch here for the Raiders, but there was a lot that could be there's a lot of good in this game. And
a lot to build on.
Like we said, there's been bad, but there's been good, lot to build on. It's a 10-game regular season plus postseason, so 1 loss isn't going to kill you by any stretch of the imagination, and the Raiders should be proud with the effort they put on the field today.
Yeah, and I mean, you never want to lose, but you don't want to lose. If you had to lose a game, it would be this one. It's not a region game, doesn't count as much, it's not as heavily weighted, so never want to lose a game, but losing here, it will give good experience for the Raiders for later down on the road. And nothing to hang their heads about. A great team here that they just ran into a great 4th quarter comeback by the Brookwood Broncos after taking a nice lead. But tough situation for the Raiders. Their starting quarterback goes down. We're hoping he's all right, but Brookwood will take over at the 3, and we are down to about 2 minutes remaining in the game.
And I just want to remind everyone curious about the playoff picture or anything, although we're only just about to be 3 games through. We are about to be 2-1 more than likely, and last year we were 2-3 and out of region play, and we ended up making the playoffs with a 3-2 record in region. So we ended up 5-5, got a good seed, won a playoff game. So this by no means takes us out of it at all, and every team in the state of Georgia is going to have their losses this year. It's not really inevitable. It's inevitable. It's going to happen, and it's good to get it out of the way early than have one that's crushing late.
Yeah, no doubt, and good experience. A loss is never fun, but it provides really good experience. And you got a lot of good film off this game. You see what happens when you run into a really good team. You see some things that you could do better. You see some things you did really well, because the Raiders did a ton of things extremely well in this game. They ran the ball well, I thought, better than I expected. They covered pretty well. But Brookwood's offense just kept coming. I mean, they were nonstop, and a really good offense they ran into, and also a very solid defense. So, a tough game here for the Raiders, but obviously that we've been saying, no reason to be mad about this one.
So after a long delay, it looks like the teams are finally going to line up. 2:05 left. 2:05 left in the game, and we just got word Zach was feeling dizzy, and they wouldn't let him back in the game. But so it appears to be nothing serious there, although a head injury is tough, but he appears to be fine now walking around. So Lonergan's just going to take an knee, and they're going to ice this one out. So under 2 minutes remaining here. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to this broadcast of the Raider Division. We're going to miss you guys for almost a month. Next week, we travel to West Forsyth. Week after that, we have a break, a bye week. After that, we have another away game, and then me and Trip Smith will be back 1 month from now, so mark your calendars. You won't want to miss that one. Get ready. I'm not exactly sure who we will be taking on. I'll check that right now, but I know that the Raiders are going to be in a good spot for that one, and I know it's always going to be a good game. And thank you, Trip, for coming on for the first time tonight. It definitely will not be the last time. Trip's going to be with us the rest of the season, and we're really grateful to have him. He's been great so far tonight, and I think all of you agree with me.
Well, thank you for having me. Can't believe this many people put up with me tonight, but thanks to the crew back here. Did a great job. Thank you, Evan, for letting me come on here. I had a really good time. Fortunately, couldn't get the win, but I thought they played pretty well, and just excited to have the last 3 games of the season back here. So hopefully the Raiders can finish the season strong.
Like you said, thank you to Pete English and the entire cast that isn't heard on the Raider Vision Live. But me and Trip get to do the fun part. We get to come here and we just get to talk sports. They work a lot harder than we do, and we appreciate them for giving us the chance to just, sit back and talk about sports. It's awesome, and it was a great, great, great game today. Tough game, but that's going to do it here as the clock winds down. Raiders are putting their helmets up, signifying good game to the Brookwood Broncos, and they do it back. No touching due to Corona, but it's going to be a great season for the Raiders. This was a great team that they played against. It was a great game they played. We thank everyone for tuning in tonight on the Raider Vision stream. Get ready for our next game 1 month from now when the Raiders take on the Hillgrove Hawks. It's going to be a great game, and it's going to be on October 23rd. So it's going to be a little Halloween tease, and we look forward to seeing you there. So the final score, 43 Brookwood, 32 Walton. Thank you guys, and have a great and safe night.